All right, guys, welcome to episode 5 of the Trey Fan Podcast. I got two of my great friends here. I've been trying to get you guys on this show for a very long time, so I'm happy you guys can finally hear.
Thank you.
We got
Thank you.
Sanjay and we got Vishal, two of my good
What's
friends,
up?
guys. So
What's up, man?
we've been friends for years, man, years, and it's crazy to think it's almost six years now.
6 years,
Has it
yeah.
been
Dude.
6? Oh shit.
6?
That's a
Is
long
it been
time.
that long? Shit, I don't even know.
I think approximately, bro. That's crazy.
It's more. It has to be more than 4 or 5.
Yeah,
100%.
I feel like
More than 4 or
COVID
5.
years don't even count, but that's crazy to think.
You just
But
gotta delete those.
We touched that today.
yeah, so these guys have been true friends for a very long time for me, and I'm so happy to finally actually have you guys on this. Obviously, originally we wanted to do this in person, but due to COVID stuff, we obviously got to do over Zoom call. But it's better than nothing, right? So
Yeah, of course.
I'll let you guys introduce yourself. Whoever wants to go first, get people just an idea about who you are, and then obviously as the episode goes on, we're getting some more in depth about it. So,
It definitely
Go.
feels like school. You want me to go? All right.
Yeah, I hate this part.
It's school, guys.
My name is Sanjay. I work at FedEx as a cargo handler. I'm very honored that Rashawn wanted me on his podcast today, and I'm excited. I'm excited to do it because it's something that I've always wanted to do, and I'm glad that Rashawn's doing it. So I'm just honored to be here, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Let's go.
All right, I'm Vishal, mechanical engineer at Can Do Energy Inc. And man, I don't even know what else to say, man. I hate these
Yeah,
things.
talk about
Wait,
your gym and stuff, bro. Give the people thing, because I only give a
I
little
guess,
idea.
yeah.
Of,
All right, yeah. I guess most people know me for being like a big gym guy. I'm always in the gym, always training people. So pretty
we
much
tried.
it.
It didn't
We
last.
tried, but yeah. Rashawn and Sam both tried. Both gave up on me. I'm a little intense, so it's fair enough. Like first
A
leg day,
little.
Rashawn could barely walk down the stairs.
Yeah, there's actual pictures.
Actual
I'll probably
footage.
make a clip of that of
And definitely put it in the pod. Yeah, 100%. You have to. You have to.
But yeah, so Vish has been training us for we tried to make that work when the gym was open and stuff, and I was as consistent as I thought I could be when it came to that. His training is another level, but obviously you saw his turnout as thing, so it's you gotta have that killer mentality. That's some freaking creed.
Everyone likes training with me until leg days, and then they're like, "Oh, I hate you." How do you do this?
But you know what? At the end of the day, even for me, I've avoided trainers because I was scared of that. But that's what I needed, and I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm in shape today. But when I was doing it, I needed that, and it was honestly, the right thing. At first, I was doing it. I was doing whatever Vish told me. Obviously, we had to change it to suit what I needed. But yeah, it was good. I didn't quit. For the record. I did not quit. The job I was at the time, I started working afternoons, and that's when Vish went. And
that was another thing, eh? Yeah, I forgot.
I fell off for about a year and a half, and I started to go back, and then I was doing really well on my own, and then COVID came, and I'm not even gonna just.
Yeah, it does that.
So yeah,
we'll get back into that though, about your changes stuff. So I actually wanted to speak on, because obviously everyone's gonna wonder how we all became friends, because 5 years, 6 years is a very long time to still be friends till this day. So
who wants to go first?
I mean, it's only fair that you go first again because I met Rashawn through you.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
all right.
So for the viewers that don't know, me and Sanjay are actually cousins. We're not friends.
Yes.
Yeah. Forgot. Probably should have mentioned that part. But
yeah, we're cousins.
Yeah. So me and Sanjay obviously known each other forever.
Yes.
We're family. And then
Okay, so how we met Rashawn. Okay. So the first time I met Rashawn was actually at the gym. Planet Fitness. He was there with his friend, and that was the first time I was introduced. The guy he was with was like, "Oh, this is Fresh Cut Son. That's Rashawn's out." I was like, "Oh, okay, Fresh Cut had his." Yeah, shout out. I was like, "Oh, okay, I didn't know Fresh Cut had his son." All right, cool. Fast forward now, while dating my ex-girlfriend at the time, current, but yeah, ex. I go to her house for her niece's 9 day. And for those who don't know what a 9 day is, I think the best interpretation is very simple. Like after 9 days, they have a party. I think that's what it is.
That's like
I
the
think that's
best
what it is.
explanation you could
Yeah,
probably put
that's
for
the
it.
best thing. And you know, my ex wanted me to go obviously to see her and take pictures because I also do photography as well. But little I come to realize Rashawn's there with his cousin, Alex, shout out
Shout out
famous.
famous. Shout out famous.
And my ex's sister introduces me to him. He's like, "Oh, this is my boyfriend." It's like, what? And this is bad. Like, you shouldn't be me. And please don't. I was super judgy. I was like, this goof.
Oh
Really?
yes, yes. I was waiting for this.
That's a
I
story
was
there.
wondering
I
if
was
you were
like-
gonna
I
tell
was
it.
waiting for it.
You know what? I'm just all cards on the table. So I'm like, really, this goof? Because the last guy she was with was another goof. And
maybe
at
wait
the
till this
time,
goof
like,
now.
I'm like, this is at the time she's my quote unquote sister-in-law. So I'm trying to look up. I'm like, this
I'm like, who the fuck
boy,
is this
seriously?
guy, bro?
Really?
Another
Really?
waste-
Okay, whatever. But
She picked the right waste man because 6 years later we're still friends. Like, you know what I'm saying?
so yeah, that was that. But fast forward, we became friends. Obviously, it was just we became best friends. Rashawn, I look at Rashawn as a little brother. I don't have a little brother. I have a little sister, but Rashawn
Both
is
you
a
guys
little
do.
brother to
Both
me.
you and Vish always
Yeah,
treat me like little
we
brother.
definitely, and
Always.
we also have another group of friends who I introduced Rashawn to. But me and Vish are definitely, not to brag, but not only are we the closest, but we're definitely the most protective over it.
Yeah, 100%.
Not just
For
because
sure.
it's not just because of his small stature. That's part of it. That's part of it. But like,
Why do you think Vish was trying to get me to the gym so much? That's
yeah, trying to
He's
get
got a
you
big heart.
active.
He's got a big heart.
Gonna get
Yeah,
jacked.
so we have to always trying to make sure he's on the right path. And you know what, Rashawn's a few years younger than us, but like it's not always smooth. We argue, not really fight, but we argue.
Yeah,
There's times where
pain in your ass.
pain in the ass. I think I'll admit it, he's heard me cry. I've seen him cry, like it's whatever.
Yeah, like, we
but
have that relationship with all of us.
we're he's definitely a little brother, and I'm grateful to have him in my life, and I'm so proud of what he's been able to accomplish with this whole Trey fan movement. The video games,
Shout out to the
hoodie,
totally,
the
bro.
hoodie.
I don't know how I didn't mention that at the start. Thank you for rocking that too. Like,
You're welcome. You're welcome. You
Plug
know
the-
where Vishal
plug the clothing.
he's waiting
I
for
don't
the
own
sports
one
attire.
yet. I don't
Different
actually. I
sports
don't own
attire.
one yet.
and
I don't
obviously
own
the
one yet.
podcast. So it's been a great ride. So yeah.
There you go. Well said.
Yeah.
So the thing is, like,
Yeah.
I remember a different story about us meeting, right? And this
Okay.
was the biggest debate. Okay,
Mm,
it's the whole thing. So I remember obviously meeting him when we went to the gym at Planet
Yeah.
Fitness and stuff.
yeah.
But I don't remember we really talked that much. It was just kind of like, oh, what are you saying?
Hi,
Like,
hi.
introduce-
Yeah.
how you doing?
Hello. Yeah.
We actually met, from what I remember, was at Sunil's birthday. Shout out to Sunil.
Yeah.
I don't know what party. Yeah, I don't know what party it was. His birthday was that year, but I remember I came in the house, and like I felt so awkward because my ex at that time was like, here it is, all my friends. You have to meet this person, that person. So I'm going, meeting everyone,
Yeah.
and I remember you meeting me, and you're like, yo, what do you say? So you gave me like the fake, yo, what are you saying, bro? You good? Yeah, you good? And then
I don't remember this.
Yeah.
I don't remember this.
And you're right,
So I was there too. No, according to you, you're saying I was there too.
Yeah. So I remember that's where I met Vish, because I remember me, Vish, and Dan talked all night. Yo, shout out to Dan, bro. And like
That's
Dan?
yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about sports. So
remember.
that's how I bonded with you guys.
Yeah, I feel like yeah, for real. Yeah, if you were talking to me and Dan, we were obviously
It
talking
was
sports. all the time.
yeah. So that's how I remember meeting Vish and like actually like talking to Sanjay. Even though me and Sanjay didn't talk that much, I think me and him talked more was at the 9 day. But that's where I met Vish, and I was talking to him mostly that night and stuff. So
Wait, was that 20? Because okay, before you go, Vish, the last two times Sunil had parties at his house were kind of an awkward time because the first time I broke up with my ex and we weren't together. The second time is when she had broken up with me. But I feel like that time when I went, I went.
It must have
we
been the
worked together.
first time.
Yeah, it
Because
must have been the first
I didn't
time
know Rashawn
because
the first time.
Because remember, like, I think at that time,
the 9-day was in January.
2017
His
is
birthday is in
November.
Sunil's birthday is in
November.
November.
So
Yeah.
maybe
So you
it
might
was.
be
I
right.
just don't clearly
Bro, I
remember. Was I
remember,
drunk?
yeah.
Like
say this, bro. I know the timeline, bro. I'm telling you, I remember it was around that time of 2017. Because
Well, no, I
Okay.
couldn't have been drunk because I drove both times to Snow's birthday. I remember that I drove because I had no ride.
Yeah.
But I can't remember reading Rashad. It's so weird.
I feel like he has something here because, again, those last two parties were hazy. You know, obviously the first one I was okay. The second one was kind of whatever. But like maybe you're right. Maybe that first one you did come and you and
yeah,
that girl were already talking, but me and her sister weren't together, so I had no idea what was going on. So
Mhm.
maybe you are right, but like my recollection is the 9 days. So
yeah. That's
this
the thing.
is a
So
lot of fun.
Who did you
as you
come
can-
in with? Did you come in with your ex or
so I came with
you came after?
I came after because I originally had a party to go to before, right?
Mm.
Okay.
One of my friends, it was her birthday and shit, so I went there first. And then I went to thing after. She told me to come by after. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to, like,
Yeah.
nobody's gonna know me. They're probably gonna think I'm like a little waste man or some shit, right? So
No,
I called right.
No.
I called right. So
Holy shit.
Yeah,
so I just drove
definitely
after and stuff, and then I stopped by for a little bit, and then
Mhm.
yeah, 6 years later, we're still here, just over
Yeah.
Zoom calls now. So
did. Still going, eh?
yeah, thank you guys for that. So
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
So when did Vish meet you at my party then?
No,
no, so it was
this
at-
would have been the same time.
Sunil's.
Oh,
The
it's
time
the same
that
time?
I'm
Okay.
remembering was the May of the following year at Sanjay's birthday.
Yeah,
I remember that clearly because I was talking to you like a lot. We were talking about ball and stuff. I remember
Yeah.
this was the year LeBron went back to the Cavs.
yeah.
And they won.
So that's 2014. Yeah.
So
That sounds about right? But
Yeah.
that's 7 years ago.
no, that can't be. No, so it was 2017, bro. It was them
Yeah,
going
it
back.
had to be 2017. It was
It
like
was,
yeah.
it was when they went back, but KD was on the Warriors and then slapped them up. It was around that time. So yeah,
Bad memories.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Everybody made fun of me for that shit, but
yeah.
We love
It's all right.
LeBron.
That's all right. It's all right. You got your W's the last couple of years.
Yeah,
so you're good,
I see
man.
the championship shirt over there.
I see it. I see it.
Yeah, I see it there, man.
But
Is that a Kobe
and
jersey in the back? Or is
I
that
got the
LeBron?
Kobe jersey there.
Oh, it's a
Yes.
Kobe. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So I got the
Like
Kobe and
that.
LeBron one there. But no, so you see, like, we've been through a lot, man, and still till this day we're out here making moves, just still on our grind and stuff. Obviously, things are a little bit different now due to the circumstances and stuff, but still we make it work. Like, it's crazy. I have a segment on here that it's called a no shot moment. So usually,
Okay.
whenever something major things happen, we're like, yo, no shot that actually happened. Like, that's what me and my friends and shit say.
Mhm.
So for a while, Tom Holland's been teasing the release of Spider-Man, the newest one. And remember, they did like I don't know if you guys know or not, but they did like a couple of mock-up titles around the world.
I think I saw that.
Yeah, around the word home, right? So they finally released the title on Tom Holland's thing. It's called Spider-Man No Way Home. I was gonna ask, so like, what do you guys think of the Marvel's next step with that series?
We should go first, man.
I mean, so I knew you guys could call me out. But I'm not the biggest fan of the new Spider-Man movies, especially Tom Holland. They're not quite to my taste. They're kind of childish.
Yeah.
But I mean, the title fits. It fits what they're going. Everything's like, it was Homecoming, then Away from Home, and now No Way Home.
Yeah.
So it all makes sense. Sandra boy Ned lost the weight there.
Yeah.
He looks good
Shout
out to the man, whoever the actor's name is.
Yeah, I don't even know his name, bro.
Man lost a lot of weight.
He lost a
a
bare
lot of
weight, bro.
bro.
Shout out
But yeah,
to Dea.
they didn't even give any details like who's gonna be the villain or anything. It was just kind of a
title.
Just
thing.
kind of title teaser. But yeah, I think it's a good title. It's going along with the theme they're doing too.
Yeah.
But yeah, not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I
Fair to
mean,
say, though.
what in the last one, I guess spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, but
Spoiler
Mysterio
warning.
basically, he basically exposes Peter Parker and tells the world who he is.
Yep.
Oh,
So
yeah, I forgot about that.
yeah,
Yeah.
so basically, so probably what I'm thinking is that, you know, it's going to be difficult to come back from. I don't know if they're still overseas or if they're home, or I don't know like how it's gonna work. But yeah, they're definitely gonna have to
Figure out something with that.
figure out. As far as Marvel's next step, you can't even tell with Marvel. They're so secretive.
I like it though. I'm happy that they think because
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I'd rather it's secretive. You know, like even watching. I know we're going off topic. WandaVision. It's really mysterious and
so
it's
good.
like it's good. Like
I
the
haven't
first
seen
two
it yet,
episodes are
but,
kind of weird, but like as you go on, you
As
understand
you go on,
why.
yeah.
But
Just gonna give a little
but
time to like kind of settle in
yeah,
for that show.
but the Spider-Man, like yeah, I like the title. It suits it, like Fish said, you know, all the home stuff, and
Yeah.
I think it. I like Tom Holland. Like I understand, you know, this Peter Parker is a teen, so he's supposed to be kind of, you know, we're spoiled with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. I like Andrew Garfield. You know what I mean?
No, Toby's
You
the
know,
guy.
but Toby's obviously the
Toby's
classic.
number
But
one.
Tom Holland has done an incredible job, I feel, and I think you know, still gonna make its money if theaters are open by then,
Yeah.
and it's still gonna be. And I will say this: what I also read is there's supposed to be a major death in this next one,
Oh
that
really?
they're prepping
In
for a major
Spider-Man?
in Spider-Man. So I don't know who, but that's like a report that I saw on my news feed on my phone. So
Damn.
we'll have to see, man. We'll have to either stream it or hopefully watch it in IMAX.
I'm
Yeah,
betting happy.
Oh shit, yeah, that might be.
that might be
He's so cool, man. Like, he's so sick. He's so cool.
Yeah.
Man.
that's the thing.
Yeah,
Like
what do you think?
they're in the right direction the way they're going with things. I feel like there's been so much talk behind. Like I'm actually kind of in a maze of the idea of, you know, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and you know the
But Tom
original,
Holland keeps shooting that down. Eh? He keeps saying it's
Yeah.
not happening.
because he's known for like spoiling things. So I guess like they're so like cautious on it.
Yeah,
They don't want to think. So
True.
apparently like one of the leaked storylines is obviously Doctor Strange is going to be in it. So they're trying to set up the multiverse for the Spider-Verse basically.
I can't wait for that movie. That's what he said.
So
Oh,
it's-
Doctor Strange. Yeah. I'm
yeah,
excited. for
Doctor
that.
Strange movies are really good, guys. So I think like I like that they're doing it secretive because I don't want any idea of what they're trying to do, because there's already like so much buzz around. Like it gets around quick. Like if you guys go on YouTube right now and you click on one WandaVision episode, they already have the next spoiler for the next one, and it's so hard to avoid if you haven't seen it.
Mhm.
It's ridiculous. So I can only imagine, you know, how hard it is for them to keep things, you know, content in a way.
Especially nowadays, man. Like it was even when Endgame and Infinity War came out, like it was like, I mean, yeah, like when I went on Instagram, like anybody post, like I just
Swipe
Yeah,
it
it was,
was-
it was like impossible to hide. From
Endgame, I saw
spoilers
it
for
10
those
o'clock
two.
in the morning, so I was good. Like, yeah.
This guy messaged in the group chat like, dude, just
Great.
yeah, that's
I
all he
forget.
said.
I saw it pretty late.
Were you-
I went with you.
yeah,
You see
went
the
with you.
second time to watch. Yeah, I remember. I
Yeah.
saw it pretty late, but like I knew
So let-
Endgame wasn't gonna do anything special. They were just they were gonna play it really
like
safe.
play a risky, not a risky. Sorry,
So-
safe. Yeah.
Safe.
So
Yeah.
then, okay, Rashawn, here's the shot to you now. All right, we're gonna spice it up. Now I'm gonna turn it to you. So
Mm.
since we're talking about Marvel and obviously Endgame and Infinity
Yeah.
War, we've obviously talked about this, but I'm sure some
Yeah.
people might be interested. So what do you think? What Infinity War, Endgame? What's your thoughts? Like what do you think was better? Why?
So
Love
we've
to
had
hear
this
what everybody
discussion
thinks.
in our party chat. Like, yeah, that's where we've been talking, guys. Not in person.
PS4.
Party chat.
Yeah.
PS4 party chat.
But we've
lit,
had
lit.
this discussion many times, and I always said I felt that Infinity War was a better film. There was better directing, storytelling,
Mhm.
character building,
I
and
agree.
it just felt more of a complete movie because there was more at risk. I felt like
100% with that.
Endgame,
Endgame was fan service.
yeah, it felt like fan service, and it just sorry, y'all got that notification just now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fan service, and I felt that they kind of it was like lazy script writing because all they had to do was go back in time.
Time travel. Yeah.
yeah.
They made
You
no effort to to say
be
the characters
creative
that
with
are
it.
dead, they're gone.
Yeah,
That's why
Everyone
when I
was
watched
about
it the
that.
second time, I was like, when we had
Yeah,
that
when you see it the
discussion,
first time, you're like, oh my
You're
you're
god,
just
just
this is
amazed because you're
amazing.
like, yeah.
When Cap comes down and he has a hammer, Avengers Assemble, you're like
Oh,
cheering.
goosebumps.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
But
mean, it's
That's the
yeah,
thing.
you
That's
watch it the
such
second time and
moments.
you're like, yeah, this is just fan service.
Yeah.
You gave me exactly what I wanted.
Yeah,
I agree with you
Instead of
though. I
actually
agree
like
with
trying
you.
and pulling a risk.
Infinity War was. I mean, don't get me wrong. Endgame was sick.
yeah.
And I think even my sister said the same, like she said it, that it was nostalgic, going back and seeing from the
Yeah.
first Avengers. And yeah, that was
It
great.
was pretty cool. Yeah.
But then you think about this whole 10-year or how many year build up,
Yeah.
this $1 billion idea, this $1 billion franchise is just to go back in time. Like really?
That's it.
Like it sounds so cheesy, but I think
it would
you
have
said
been
it too,
nice to
Vish.
see them pull a risk.
Exactly. Like
Yeah. And I
the
think you
worst.
said it, Vish. It
Go a
was
bit off the
lazy.
script, Yeah, like
You
it's
said it was lazy, and Infinity War was just thing. But Endgame, I mean, it was still. I mean, yeah, like when Cap gets the hammer, it's still goosebumps.
but
And
I get it. Like there's a lot on stake with that
yeah,
with
Yeah.
that movie, right? So it's like the easiest thing to do is play it
be
safe and not
safe.
upset
Yeah,
anyone
And
because you're coming to this big end of an arc and then
Yeah.
if
I
you
think there are people who
Especially-
feel the same way.
especially with how they ended it with a character, thing. It's probably like they don't know
Spoiler.
they didn't know what the reaction was gonna be, right?
Yeah,
On that
yeah.
person. So they're probably like
That-
at that point, we're like, yo, we should if that's gonna be one of our biggest risks, then we should probably play it
Tone
safe
it
with the
down,
story. Yeah.
with the rest of it. Yeah.
So
I
you
feel
kind of
it.
get it, right? I still like that thing when you watch back. I watched back Infinity War. And I'm like, holy crap, man! Like it's
Yeah,
so good.
that
Like,
Oh yeah,
More
it
exciting
was
for
sick,
sure.
man. The Wakanda fight, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I did that. I don't know if you guys have seen they had obviously the list of Marvel movies, but what order to watch it in, and
yeah,
I had to do quarantine because my mom had COVID, so I'm literally in the basement. I can't move. So I'm like, I've always wanted to do it, like rewatch the Marvel movies, and some of the older ones, like the Iron Mans and stuff like that. Like I don't really remember. Like I remember watching them, but I wasn't a fan of it. And I watched all of them, man, and it was such a great experience. But like back to what we were saying, like even again watching Infinity War and Endgame, like there's something about Infinity War that was just great. I think that Wakanda fight,
yeah.
rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. When he starts doing the
Yeah,
chant, like it's just amazing, man. It's
That's the one
yeah,
thing,
it's
man.
definitely good.
Those last two movies, regardless, I feel like
Like, still great.
they're still great. Like regardless,
Mhm.
like you guys think like it's honestly your preference. Obviously there's a lot of people that prefer Endgame because of the iconic moments that it had,
The closure, yeah.
the closure that was left, and I'm like I get that, but I just personally felt like the storyline and the character like of a villain kind of winning. You actually understand his perspective of the way how they ended it with Thanos and stuff. I love that. I felt like I was more satisfied with that. Obviously,
For real.
it was kind of like you were shook because I don't think in any Marvel film they've ever done something like that where like the
No.
villain ever like had his moment, So I thought that was pretty cool. Of
I
them
feel
to-
like Thanos was like dumbed down in Endgame too.
yeah,
Like he didn't have the same kind of character feel. Like in Infinity War they build him up, they give him a reason to why he wants to like eliminate
Mhm.
half the life in
Yeah.
and then in Endgame he's just like a regular villain. He just wants to kill everyone. He doesn't have
it reminded me
any
of
sort of-
Ultron. Like
Yeah,
But wasn't he
he
like
just-
wasn't he a different Thanos?
he was a younger
alternate?
Thanos, but
Yeah.
like not that much younger.
He wasn't
They only
driven,
went
though,
back
yeah,
in
like-
time like how many years? Yeah, he wasn't as driven as
Because
like,
when you watch him in Infinity War, Thanos is intimidating. Like he has a
yeah,
strong.
and
I mean,
then
obviously
in
he's a big
Endgame
dude.
you're just like
you're right though on that.
you're just a dude and you're you're gonna get wrecked.
It reminded me of freaking Civil War. Who was that villain? The freaking random
Oh
nerd guy?
my god, that
Oh my
random
God,
dude.
he's so
Yeah,
goofy,
that's what he
bro.
told
He's
me.
so
What happened
lame.
to him is his brother died in like
And he got
the,
yeah, so he's like
the Markovia fight and
so he's
he
like
somehow was
turn
able to take down
Avengers
the
against
Avengers.
each other. Like so
So
Oh, that
dumb.
was ridiculous. That storyline pissed me off. Made no sense.
yeah, then you find out and like it was so lazy because I'm like, oh, of course, Bucky just happened to be there and be the one to kill, Tony's parents. Like
Winter Soldier is sickest movie, man. I
Winter
mean,
Soldier's the
yeah.
best one.
Hands down,
100%.
Sickest
best
one.
movie.
I mean,
No
I like
argument there.
Infinity War, and I think but something about Winter Soldier. I mean, all the Cap movies are sick. Even the first one, a little
Yeah.
bit slower, but
The
it's sick. I mean,
nicest thing about Winter Soldier is the lack of CGI and the hands-on
Realism.
stunts
Action,
is
man.
like so
It's
it's so
nuts.
Perfect.
visceral. It's so much better.
the
That's
Vish looks like Bucky. They should
Yeah.
look like monkey. Yeah,
Yeah, when
look
they
like
put the hair
monkey.
down.
The
I
hair
got
down,
the hair,
bro.
the quarantine hair for you.
Dude, that could be a sick Halloween costume for you. Actually, I could see
It
you like
would,
in a
yeah.
buggy. Like, I'll be that pretty dope. You can probably get those like thing on Amazon, like the whole freaking arm
The
thing.
whole arm thing, the metal arm. Yeah,
The
I could do
Falcon
it.
and the Winter Soldier is coming to the
Disney
new
I'm
Plus.
TV show.
excited for that.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
so
gonna be sick.
excited for that.
Gonna be sick,
The
man.
trailers just look amazing.
Yeah, bro.
It has like big budget action movie and like a TV show, which is crazy.
How do you guys feel
The-
about Zack Snyder's Justice League Snyder Cut?
I'm amped.
Oh.
You
I'm
know,
amped
I
for
think
it.
it's gonna be really good.
I'm
I mean,
amped, bro.
I try not to even watch the trailers because at this point, like, I just want to experience it all over again. Because even again, it's been a few years since I rewatched, like, I seen it, and I'm excited to see what they're gonna do. Other
I remember
streaming service we
watching
have to pay
Justice
for.
League and I was okay with it. I wasn't like
Mhm.
I
this
wasn't
is
too thinking about it.
amazing.
Yeah,
I wasn't horrible. It was just kind of in between.
because
Kinda,
that's the thing. A lot of people haven't realized was obviously Zack Snyder had like a couple things he was dealing with like at home and stuff.
yeah, his
Yeah,
daughter,
his daughter
Yeah.
died.
committed suicide. Yeah,
So obviously it's probably so difficult to continue filming that, and
Yeah,
like
then he didn't.
and
when
DC
it
is
was
more
passed
darker.
over.
I feel.
yeah. And I feel like what people didn't realize and wasn't fair was obviously what he was going through at that time, and even
Yeah, he
the
received a lot of hate, and he shouldn't
yeah
have. Like his
what
daughter
was it?
just
Even
died. Cut him a break.
the studio, they were like on his ass to drop the movie. They wanted it to be done by a certain time. So all that's coming out now, they said over 40% of it was cut out. So like that was a good amount of the
insane.
movie. So that's all gonna be there
It's
now.
like a whole new movie. Yeah, it's a whole new
Whole new
experience,
movie.
and that's why I'm trying not to watch the trailer. Because like I just I watched the one with the Joker just because
Yeah,
you
that
know
was
the
That was
whole
an
Jared
improvement.
Leto. That's a whole
dude, he
different.
looks
Yeah, that was
crazy. Oh my god. If you guys
Yeah,
haven't
like
had a
they-
chance,
They did a
definitely
good
check it out.
check it
Yeah,
out. They
watch.
did a good job changing what they had before. You looked whack before with all the
Yeah,
tattoos.
Yeah,
was
he was like
stupid.
some
He was dumb.
modern gangster looking
Yeah,
at.
I don't know
that
what
was
was
that
doing
was
there.
whoever decided that was an idiot. That was such a mistake.
And I think Jared Leto had the capability of being a good Joker, but
yeah, but he
the
got
way he did it
destroyed
was
by
just
They
that.
portrayed him, yeah, with the way they
Yeah.
wanted him to be. It was so. It's like they try to force a new character, and like you could
Exactly,
tell
and then
that
just throw
wasn't
the
it.
Joker name on top.
Yeah,
But
so
we can't even complain about Margot Robbie because she's just she's just bae.
Margot
Like you know,
She's too gorgeous.
dude, if you
fit
seen
to
her in
be
Harley Quinn, like her Harley Quinn movie is actually like I actually like this. She was really good as
I haven't seen that one yet.
It's actually
not
good.
bad.
Birds
It's
of
not
Prey.
bad.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay, pretty sure people are tired of the superhero talk, so we'll get off that.
Keep going
No
all the
worries,
way.
man.
Since I was mentioning party chat and PS4 and stuff,
Yeah.
March 15th is gonna make the anniversary, 1 year anniversary of Call of Duty Warzone. So
Okay.
apparently by that date, they might be releasing a new map, possibly nuking the map, finally, giving us little new chains and stuff. Didn't at all see Warzone lasting this long, to be honest. Like you guys go.
Yeah.
Yo, the pandemic helped a lot, man.
Oh yeah,
like,
definitely.
without Warzone, what would we do every day? It's hard enough to find a game that all like your boys will play at one time, and Warzone just like filled that need
especially
couldn't
with
have come
4
out at a
players.
better
for a
time.
year. Like
couldn't
Call
have
of
come
Duty
out at a better
couldn't have gotten luckier with how they dropped when they dropped Warzone, the time that they dropped it,
Yeah.
and then the pandemic hitting right away. It's just printing money for them.
Yeah.
They're so lucky.
Stupid money they
Is-
made.
is that their-
Stupid money.
Their biggest selling game now? I think it is, right?
It's got to be their biggest downloaded game, and then the amount of
Yep.
money they make off skins and the battle pass and all that kind of stuff. Like
That's
it's
the thing,
literally a license to print money,
They took what Fortnite like did,
The battle royale.
And then they
yeah.
and
took
made
it
it
to
for the
another level.
hardcore gamers, which
Yep.
is cool.
so
And guys, this is what we like for the people watching. This is what we do literally all day. Like
all day.
if we're not working, and like I know it's been a year now, and it is a great game. Don't get me wrong, but it's got really bad in a sense because there's so much cheaters, there's so
Yeah.
many glitches, and it's just
You get tired of it.
You
but
get
there's,
tired
like,
of
Yeah.
it. No, you get tired of it.
It,
Like
it's the easiest game to link up on because everyone has it.
Everyone
It's
has it.
free,
Cross-platforming, like
cross-platform. So it's like there's always someone on. There's always something you can link up. But like any other game, you try to get like one of your friends to play. It's like, oh, I don't have it. I gotta buy this game. When's it gonna go on sale?
there's some sort of like console like
so
restraint
many
or
other
something,
factors.
you know?
Yeah,
and like it's just at this point, like I've been saying this for a while now. Like when I play, like now when I play, like I play because I want to talk to my friends.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily really care for the game anymore. Like, and I'm not trying to diss the game. The game is, it's fun, yes, and it's competitive, and when you win, you win.
Yeah.
But at the
It's a
same
good feeling.
time, it's just gotten so like repetitive, and they haven't changed a lot with the map, so it is a little bit boring. But as far as lasting, oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
I mean, the money is one thing, but people love the game, and it is still fun, but it is a lot more challenging compared to how it was a year ago. And
It's crazy because I was thinking about it actually, like we just talked about it too. Where like when this game came out, like when the Warzone aspect came out, remember we were still playing Call of Duty like Modern Warfare, right? It wasn't
Mhm.
until March 15th is when they released the Warzone aspect of it. We were hyped. I remember we're all like, yo, this is crazy. Like we were
Yeah.
thinking because we were only used to like Fortnite as a battle royale. So we're
Yeah,
like, yo,
Yeah.
can you imagine actually using
With
guns?
that, with Call of Duty, yeah,
Nobody
it was
can
like,
build and shit. You know
oh,
what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's possible. Like, winning and stuff. Our first week, me, Vish, and Fawaz, shout out to Roadstar. Check him up on Twitch and stuff. We won that game. Like it was a high kill
man,
game.
I remember that feeling. That was like, we were so happy.
It
It
was
was
right
like
by
the
Dam,
best feeling in the
in
world.
between the
Yes, yes, yes. In
underground
between those two tunnels.
two tunnels. Yeah, it was one of the craziest games. And at that time, remember, like nobody knew how to make a loadout. Like what was like the guns, right?
yeah.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. I forget what were we
It
even
was so
using as a
like,
loadout. We're just using our
regular,
multiplayer
like
kind
yeah,
of
our
guns.
multiplayer guns, which is like
Yeah, yeah.
crazy. Like no silencer, like it was like
Yeah, you just rock whatever you were comfortable with in multiplayer, and you went with it. Those are the best times,
simpler
man.
times, man.
Before everyone's using a
man.
DMR and all that kind of
I think the
nonsense.
first time I played it was with Rashawn, and we got destroyed so bad. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is terrible. We're never gonna win this. I don't remember my first win. I remember one of the first wins I got. It's not the first win, but it was me. It was a quad. It was me, Vish again, Fawaz, and my boy Keith. And I remember it was on top of military, and some guy downed Keith, and I don't know what LMG it was. Maybe it was a PKM. I don't know. And I killed him, and it was
It
like the
must have been a
greatest thing.
PK at that
It was a
time,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, it was the greatest thing ever. But it's also fun to, like, when you win. It's such a good feeling because you're playing against
Like
150 people most of the
152
time,
people.
yeah.
from all over the world. And these guys are God. Most people are gods.
Yeah.
Some of them are shit. I'm not. I'm terrible. These guys could contest. But
We'll just laugh at
like,
that
Yeah.
yeah, we will.
No comment.
Exit stage right.
one.
So
Or
yeah.
let you host.
Yeah, they always go
Yeah.
in my lobby because my KD's bad low. Like, I don't really care. I didn't grow up playing Call of Duty. My mom would not allow me
No,
to
but I'll
play
give you
it.
credit
So
though. For your first Call of Duty, you've done really good. Like believe me, I've seen a lot worse and guys who've played for a while, so don't even stress it. Like,
yeah,
don't talk
it's
about
fine. I don't stress with this game anymore, bro. Like, if I stress, I lose out my ears, bro. So
it. I was
no,
gonna
it's
say, so continue first. I'll tell you after.
no, like, yeah, like it's a good feeling because again, you're playing with people all over, and when you're playing with your friends, you got to communicate, and it's just a good feeling, man. It's a really nice feeling when you win. Second place sucks.
So what I was gonna say actually was like, this is the only game I remember where every time you win with your boys or whatever, it's always like you feel like your first win all over again. You know what I'm saying? I've never experienced a win where I'm like, yo, that was all right. Like, yo, good
Yeah,
game. You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? You're
Because
always hyped
they
after.
come so like few and far in
It's so
between.
hard
Like,
to
you
Yeah.
never know
actually
when
get a
you're
win.
gonna get one or two, and yeah, it's such
It's
a great
become
feeling.
Very
like
rare to get back to back,
very rare.
Yeah, that's
which we've
tough.
had. I think we've
We've
all
had
had
it a
back
couple
to back.
times.
Only
Yeah.
a couple times. Yeah, it's tough.
But that's the thing, like what a lot of people don't know is Call of Duty, like after I think the first couple months they started to do skill-based matchmaking. And now it's like a rank system, right? There's platinum, diamond, which is the highest, gold.
That's me.
So the lobbies obviously are differentiated. They try to keep you in your skill. So that's why you see a lot of us, like if there's one guy that really has like a low KD, we're in their lobbies, having them
I
host
wonder
because
who-
it's a little bit easier, competition. So
I
that's why I
think
feel
that's
like
a myth, though. I think that's a myth. I think they take no matter like who hosts the lobby, they're gonna take whoever has the highest
KD.
KD and I think they make the skill based
It's
off
in
that,
between. I'll put it like that because
or they'll mix it up.
yeah, I've been in lobbies. Like remember, like obviously I made a new account.
Mhm.
So when I made a new account, my KD was at 0.00, right? Like it was brand new. And I kid you not, like I was fighting against bots, like the way like it was just like robot type of computer players, like the way we were playing. And it was like full team. So like I kid you not, our first game we dropped like 50 kills as a team in the quads.
Nice.
So like that's when I knew I'm like, okay, so there is some sort of skill based matching, but then the next game, because my KD went up obviously to
Yeah, like crazy
like
level.
3.00. That was my KD. Now it's at
Wow.
now it's at 1.89, so it's still pretty high now on my account.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, you still get matched up into like not gold, but like diamond and platinum lobbies thing. So it's in between, but you'll still have like some players that are lower level and stuff. I guess it just depends on if you're trying to fill out the lobby, you know.
Yeah. They're not gonna find those guys all the time.
So I was thinking like obviously like that was a game that we played a lot. What do you guys? What were you guys like favorite games? You would say like now, maybe back then, that still live up to like your expectations as like one of the greatest. Your greatest game.
I brought some today.
Oh,
See, show and tell. So
Yeah,
the
show and
Uncharted
tell.
series is unparalleled, man.
So
that's freaking crazy.
this is the first three. This is the fourth one. And then this was the spin-off.
Yep.
I would probably say Uncharted is, my favorite. I mean, it was one of those games. Again, I got a PS3 with my TV. At that point, I didn't have a video games and stuff. I had a Wii. That was it. And
Wii Sports.
Big up golf. They were lit though. They were fun.
100%.
So the Sony TV I got came with the PS3. I told my mom, "You have to get it. You have to get it." But get the TV. It's our first big screen, and this is when the TV was upstairs. It's the only TV we had.
Yeah.
And Uncharted came with the PS3, and at that time, like I didn't know what it was. And I remember playing it one day, and my parents they sat down and they thought they were legit watching a movie. Like the game was phenomenal. Like it was action, adventure, drama, mystery. There's problem solving. There's everything, and it's just great. And I know Vish will probably touch it. He just replayed all of them, and I've been wanting to do it really badly. We played multiplayer on the fourth one, but like back in the day, me and Vish used to play the multiplayer on number 2, and PS3 only had game chat. They never had party chat, so we used to run that a lot, man. So it was a lot of, again, nostalgia and bringing it back. But Uncharted is definitely obviously the 2K series I enjoy.
Yep.
I know one we're all about to discuss is The Last of Us.
I know that one. We'll discuss that just now.
Yeah.
That's its own segment.
Yeah.
And obviously growing up, I played Nintendo. I had Game Boys, I had SP, never had PSP. I cried. I never got one. I used to play Vicious all the time.
Yes, he was so it was ahead of his time, man.
It was.
And video gaming is, especially now, not just with quarantine, because a lot of my friends have it. It is a big part of my life. Like before, I never really played online. But yeah, video games are a huge part of my life. I love it, and it's something that I don't really care how old I get. Like I'll always enjoy it, man, no matter what it is.
100%. What about you, Vish?
Yeah, man. Same thing with me. Like Uncharted is got to be my favorite series. I own all the games, all 5 of them. Recently, I think this week in the last couple of weeks, I played through them again, and it's like such an amazing experience.
Like they aged
it aged great. Like there's nothing wrong. You can go back and play the first one. Like obviously the controls aren't up to today's standards, but like the cinematics, the story, everything still holds up.
Even the
music, the soundtrack is amazing. The score, whoever did the Uncharted score for all of the games, phenomenal. But yeah, that's definitely my favorite game series. I would say another favorite of mine that I own every mainline game of is Assassin's Creed. I enjoy Assassin's Creed, man.
They're really good, man.
Big history guy. Love all the games and how they tie into they always try to tie it into history. Like remember Uncharted 2, I got so hyped when they showed like Leonardo da Vinci's in the game.
Like it was interesting. Yeah,
it's so interesting. I was like, what? They pull in actual historical figures. It's so cool. They put them. They all give them like these personas, and it's like super interesting.
Yeah.
Another big series for me, Ratchet and Clank. When I first
got
I had to big that up, man. Ratchet and Clank.
Classic.
I got that thing I got the first Ratchet and Clank when I first got my PS2, man, and I played the hell out of that game.
Damn.
PS2,
sick, bro. PS2,
played the hell out of Ratchet and Clank. I had all the games. It was my favorite game as a kid. Loved it. Could not put that down.
Oh man, like that's the thing. Like there's been so many games that
There's
still
so many,
hold up.
man.
Like, obviously you guys know I've been playing back on stream Prince of Persia.
Prince of Persia, man.
Yeah, that was like
Classic.
one of
I never played it, but I've seen it.
It's really good, man. And that's the thing. Like, I was playing it back like on controller, so I'm like, holy crap! Like, it still holds up pretty well. Like, obviously, the camera angles are a little bit chunky.
Yeah,
you know,
it's dated, man. But
like still, like I still was
still
enjoying playing it back. What else? Killzone I used to like a lot. Actually, were pretty good.
man, Killzone's a classic.
Killzone is a classic. Damn, bro. I'm trying to think of like series. Obviously, the Uncharted series. You know, like I feel like that's doesn't go without mention. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of games, man, that were just so good. Like,
but there's one in particular that that's
one,
controversial.
and
Again, it's such
that's
a big
like
thing.
all of us love it. It's the Last of Us series. Okay, like of
Some
course,
of us hate us.
that series is.
Oh boy, that one is that one. You need a moment.
Like that. Okay, so if you guys haven't had a chance to play it, anyone listening and watching right now,
Spoiler
please
alert, take it off.
Do it. Like you got it.
If you haven't been bored with us already, like
cut the stream, get out of here.
It's one of the most incredible stories I played in a very long time. Where like you're actually able to feel the characters, the story, and just like the way they touched on, you know, trying to touch a nerve. They hit that. You know what I'm saying? That not most games would take that risk to do. Hell, Endgame didn't even take that risk to do. You know? So
that's true.
This game, Last of Us 2, definitely did. Oh yeah.
We can't spoil it, but like you guys.
Yeah, we won't spoil it. We won't spoil it. But it was it was definitely a shocker.
Yeah.
I will say this. I know it came with a lot of hatred,
which is kind of unfair.
Actors, I think actors in the game got death threats, which is not fair. If you play the game and you really truly understand it, maybe you might feel the way we do, that you understand why whatever happens.
Yeah.
And I think us three, we do, and we understand why. And of course it sucks.
Yeah.
I try not to give away or be obvious, probably obvious by now, but I agree for what they did, and I think it was I think it was a bold move, and I think it was
a bold move, and it was the right move.
It was the right move.
You play the first one, and you understand it. You understand why certain consequences it has actions, and
that's the best way to put it, bro. And I feel like a lot of people always expected a happy type of ending, and you know,
The Last of Us was never that kind of.
It was never that. Like the story was driven on real life, you know, real stories, real things, real feelings that people endure, that real consequences that people have every day in their lives. And the first the first like game, it was strictly like a love type of energy that it provided. The second one is hate, revenge, and trying to come around and forgive, you know. And I think people weren't ready for them to be that dark, you know. And that's why I you know, commend the team and, you know, the director, you know, Neil Druckmann and stuff, because it was a big risk that they took. But at the same time, like, you know, like it was beautifully done. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like hats off to them.
It paid off. Like I know they got like bad fan reaction, but The Last of Us like killed it at the Game Awards.
Yep.
All you know, Laura Bailey, she took home Best Actress.
Yep.
You know, Neil Druckmann took home Best Director. I'm pretty sure it won Game of the Year.
Yeah.
So it got all the critical acclaim, and it sold all the copies.
A lot of copies.
As it should.
Yeah, there's a lot of hate if you go on the YouTube comments. They're the absolute worst.
A lot of people, you know, again, we won't get into it in case.
But I feel like it's just trolls at that point.
It's trolls, though. Yeah, just to like trolls, you know, like, even Twitter.
And this brings up a funny thing too, because you know, you talk about not happy endings. I watched this movie. It's called Red Dot. Okay, and I'll try not to spoil it, but
great
it's
movie.
What was it? A movie from Denmark? No,
Swedish. It was Swedish.
And there was,
if you don't watch foreign films, you suck. But
yeah, you gotta watch
that out there. Foreign films are amazing. You gotta watch them.
Anyways, I won't say exactly what happens, but I'll spoil the end in a sense. It's not a happy ending, and I remember reading about people's reaction, and they were upset about that. And again, if you watch the movie and you truly appreciate the art, you will understand why it happens. You know, consequences have actions, and not everything is a happy ending. You know, I know it is a movie, but there are stories that are not happy endings, unfortunately. And The Last of Us, it's sad and it's sting, but it's like you said, Rashawn, it's real and it's
Authentic.
this is not Uncharted where it's sad and you can hide behind a huge action scene. No.
No.
This game, like,
Last of Us pulls no
you
punches.
have zombies coming at you trying to kill you. You know what I mean? So it's a yeah.
It's
That's
Anyways,
the best part
beautifully
about
done.
the game.
Yeah,
It forces feelings from you that you never
didn't
thought
know.
you'd experience.
Exactly. Like,
and again, the music is amazing. If you don't listen to
Soundtrack
themes,
is-
like it's
if you haven't downloaded the soundtrack after listening to it, I don't know, there's something wrong with you. That's all I'm gonna
Something's
say.
wrong with
when
you,
you're
yeah.
sad and you hear that guitar,
The guitar
it's
theme
bubblegum.
is
Yeah, oh my
amazing.
god.
Yeah, it's great.
But that's the one thing that game in particular, I felt like every like shot that you took, like every bullet you took, it felt like your last one, and it was like
Mhm.
life or death. Like that's exactly how you want to feel playing a game like that. Even by the end of it, when you're forced to choose between two sides, that was the whole build up of the game. You're supposed to hate this other person. You're not
Yeah.
supposed to like her for what she did. And then by the end of it, they're smart enough
You're
to know
just
that
like, damn it.
like there's a reason that she's the way she is, and she has a right to feel the way she is. There's a reason that Ellie feels the way she is. But at the end of the day, you have to some point forgive each other and for what each other's done, right? So that was the whole message.
And before we end, I know The Last of Us. I know Troy Baker, who did the voice of Joel.
Yep,
The streamer who was interviewing, I showed you guys the video. Like,
that was a good one.
Mhm.
certain video games, like, he's talking about all the things that transpired. And I know we like to play a lot of, play back a lot of video games. As Vish mentioned, he replayed the Uncharted series, something that I want to. And The Last of Us 2 was a huge experience, and like the streamer was saying how it's still fresh in his mind. He doesn't want to lose that feeling, that first. And I probably will play The Last of Us 2. It'll probably be a long time since I will do it, because it is a long.
I need time to
Yeah, but it's one of those games where that experience, like, you'll never get back that experience ever again, because now you know what happens. But yeah, Last of Us 2, guys, is
it's a
an
classic.
experience, and if you're playing it or about to play it, be prepared. Obviously, play the first one. Don't read anything. Just play it.
Play the
Yeah.
That's the one thing I'll say though is like, with this franchise, like, remember they're coming out at a time where Warzone is still one of the top games being played.
Yep.
And they still somehow was able to pull in a decent amount of purchases and downloads.
I didn't play
for
Warzone
sure.
for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
I
it,
didn't care. I didn't like. I was like,
And,
care.
and these guys are
Like,
like, yo, come online. Like, nah, bro. Like,
No,
I gotta finish
nah.
this. You guys have no idea what you're all missing. Like,
even for one, shout out Rockstar. Like, when he
Yeah.
bought it, because I didn't even think he would buy it, because he didn't play the first one.
yeah,
Yeah, he was hooked.
He was hooked on it.
And he was like, what? And it's a great game. And like I said, if you guys are about to play it, have fun.
yeah. That's one game that like I'm gonna have to take some time to get back into, because I don't remember a game ever making me feel the way that made me feel.
Yeah,
Like, there was days I
yeah.
didn't want to like be around anybody, because I'm like, yo, I just couldn't take it. Like, I felt so like tense because of what I just witnessed and stuff. But that was just
Can't
because
wait for the
game was so
series.
good. If you guys want to see the spoiler, then it's on my YouTube channel.
Oh yes,
Krishan,
yeah.
I have it on
Plug
there.
the channel. Plug the
Oh
channel.
yeah, we watched that. You look. I mean, listen. I
You guys
can't
saw my
even
live
blame you.
reaction on Twitch. you remember
Yeah.
that?
I've never seen you so distressed. It's so
Yeah.
funny.
I was.
I mean, I have, but we won't get into that. But yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, so we have memories. Okay, we'll end it there. We obviously
Last
had a
of
lot
Us.
of gaming talk, so we'll get over that now.
Mhm.
A lot of times before gaming was like popular, that I used to do before COVID and shit, we used to go
Mhm.
clubbing a lot.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Fever Fridays at Pop.
Let me
Oh.
drink my water. let me get hydrated for this.
Gotta hydrate.
Mhm.
Hydrate, guys. So yeah, we used to go clubbing a lot, and we were all single during that a good amount of times and stuff. So
Mhm.
obviously,
Still am.
So big up.
obviously now we're all still single now, right? So
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, like, how is it now for you guys being single now? Because obviously you can't go on dates, you can't really talk
Yeah.
to girls. Girls don't want to take the chance of going out with you, because obviously they want to see if you have a, make sure you're tested, safe and stuff, and it's just it's a different time. So I'll let you guys.
Oh boy, who wants to go first?
It sucks. Short answer. That's it.
Yeah,
Pretty- it's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, being single, like I'm very open about it. I don't hide it. I have no shame of it. I don't like being single at all. I know a lot of people enjoy it because of the freedom and you could do whatever you want. I've been single now for 4 years. Like I feel like I've done whatever I had to do. You know, I've grown as a person. I feel like I'm better. Obviously, I still have more growing to do, but I feel like I'm a good human being. Like it shouldn't be this hard to find somebody. But I understand, you know, like I am 27. I will be 28 this year. And you know, look, a lot of the girls our age are married, engaged,
Holy shit.
pregnant with children.
Long-term relationship. Yeah,
they don't want West Indian guys. So like it's very difficult. Like it's very difficult. Like I've and Vish will probably contest to this. Like we've tried the dating apps, nothing. Like it's really
don't
bad.
download them. Get rid of them. They suck. They're
and
a
like
waste of time.
you get to the point where like, you know, your friends all have somebody, your family, and like when the holidays come, it hurts, man. Like, you know, everybody makes jokes about, but it's not fun. Like it generally sucks. Like it shouldn't be this hard. Like I don't know why. If I knew the answer, I don't think I'd be single. But like, yeah, it's very difficult, and yeah, it's just a very tough time, and like you try not to think about it. You try to do your own thing. People, a lot of the advice they give you is when you don't look for it, it comes. Okay, yeah, but then when you don't look for it and you do your thing every day, it's not like every day I'm on the app or I'm
someone's not just gonna fall out of the sky.
Yeah, like you,
like,
you have to try at the same time.
They notice
then
you.
They'll be like, your friends or your family will be like, well, aren't you trying? Well, aren't you the one that said don't worry about it? Just you know what I mean? So like
it's always cycles between the two. Like there's no winning there. It's a lose-lose.
And it's very difficult, man. And it just I don't know, Vish, you could take it away from here, man. I don't enjoy it, and like being single nowadays is very difficult. Very difficult.
Oh yeah, it's super difficult in the pandemic, man. Like you don't have many options. The whole dating app scene, I've tried it, and I will say it's terrible. I know some people have luck with it, but I honestly can't figure out how.
I feel like you have to have like a natural bond with someone. You know
yeah, and like it's so hard to build that through online,
and I feel like that's the thing. Like it's especially with how females are now these days, they rarely want to have conversation unless it's someone who's not giving them attention. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Or if they can get something out of it, you know.
Exactly. So it's like when they claim they want a certain type of person, a certain type of guy, and the guy makes the criteria, they're like, I don't really want that.
Yeah.
What about that guy that's not doing anything in his life and he looks like a nice person though, but he's probably not.
Yeah,
like,
they want something they can't have. I feel
it's a chase. That's all they want.
And everything I said too, like is even before COVID. Even before COVID, yeah, you had more freedom. It was still the same thing. I just wanted to I know that was your question. Yeah, that was your question. But yeah, like these girls nowadays, I mean, yeah, they say they want, but then they go for typical fuck boy, bad boy. I mean,
I want you to bet he was about to say my name, Vish.
yeah, he's about to plug you there for sure.
No. I mean, if I didn't know you, yeah. But you know what? You're my guy. But you know what?
6 years.
You know, 6 years.
But the thing is, too, like as guys, like you kind of have to blame ourselves too, because guys are always so willing to give women what they want just because she's pretty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's always a guy who's willing to buy her lunch or drive her somewhere or do whatever. Like just because she's pretty, nothing else, just because she's pretty. So guys need to stop doing
certain
that.
High standard, you say, right?
Yeah, because and then you ruin it for every other guy because she's used to getting what she wants from someone she doesn't want.
Yeah.
So what does the guy that she actually wants has to do? Even more, right?
And talking to girls back in the day was a lot easier compared to now.
Oh yeah,
100%. Like I mean, it's way easier back then, but
yeah, because nowadays, like a pretty girl's her DM is gonna be flooded.
Yeah, what makes
Yeah.
you
What
stand
chance
out?
do you
What
have
makes you
with it?
stand?
Yeah, what makes you stand out other than how you look? And
Yeah.
So
that's
that's the
always
$1 million question right
that's
there.
always
Is
hard.
when people say looks aren't everything,
It is.
I'm gonna break the word. It is.
It
I mean,
is.
It is.
it
I
You
don't.
is
have to be physically attracted to someone.
effective.
There's-
We're all
And look,
guilty of it.
and that's the thing, like people will say like, oh, that's shallow, but I'm like, realistically, you cannot sit here and tell me that if it was some bummy dude trying to hit on you, you wouldn't take that time to actually talk to him, even if he was a really good person. But if it
yeah,
was a
you
good
could have a
looking
golden
dude,
personality.
I guarantee if it was a good looking dude, and obviously he probably had a
You
shitty
had nothing in
person, you would still
common.
give that chance.
Yeah, that's the thing. So
And it
if
goes the other way around too. Like
It's how
if
we
you're
are
a
too.
guy,
Yeah,
yeah, it's how
100%.
we are too. You're gonna give a pretty girl a chance, and you're not gonna give an ugly girl.
exactly. So
Just
and
human
your
nature.
personality is everything. It's a huge thing, but looks come first. When you first see somebody, what are you looking at? Their look.
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah,
not
it's not like
physically
you can see their
attracted, like
personality.
yeah,
Like, wow,
you
she's
can't
really
do anything
respectful.
about that. Yeah, like I mean, imagine your friend comes to you and says, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna hook you up with this girl," and then they show you a picture of the girl to the girl, and she's like, "No,
Yeah.
I don't want." But yet your personalities are like kind of matched in a way. You have so many similar interests, but she'll never give you that day of mine because you don't
Your
look.
looks.
And you know what? For me personally, I don't know about you guys. Like it gives me anxiety. It makes me feel insecure because I know I'm not the best dad. I get it. Look at this. But at the same time, like you
You don't
believe you're
gotta
a
be
good person.
so mean to yourself.
Yeah, you feel it, bro.
You know at the same time, like you're a good person. Like again, like I was saying, it's why is it so difficult?
Yeah.
Like what is it? Like what is it? And it's very, I don't know, man. It's such a, and trying to explain this to people who are not single,
Oh,
It's the
it's
worst.
the
it's the
worst.
worst
It's the
thing
worst.
ever.
It's the worst.
They never understand it.
Not to
They're like,
dog our
oh
friends who were
no,
half or in relationships, but they don't get it because they're
no, they don't. They're always like, oh, you're messaging the wrong girls. Oh, you're saying the wrong things.
Mhm.
Oh, you need to go here instead of there. Like it's always something opposite of what you're doing. And then even when you try what they tell you to try,
It still doesn't work out the way.
it still doesn't work out the way they say it works, just because it worked for them one time,
And then that's what you're
and
going
they're
by.
good, and then they're
Yeah.
like, oh, it must work for everyone like that.
Some
No,
people
it
just
doesn't.
have the gift. I'll put it like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some guys naturally get girls. Like it's I don't want to, again, for girls, that's a whole different discussion. When you have females, let them do it. For guys, like certain guys just get the girls. Like it's for you,
Just
Rashawn.
know
Like you're a bit younger. How do you feel being single nowadays? Like what's your take?
I feel like his take must be better than ours because we're a bit older.
you guys are a little
We
bit
Yeah.
older. I
we
feel
got
like
3-4 years on you.
so that's the thing. Like for me, I feel like I haven't had much of the time to really be single these past couple years. Obviously, because I was seeing two girls, during those times. So I was kind of learning myself through them and what I wanted in each girl. And now I've come to a point where obviously I get to focus on me and my craft. So I've dedicated a lot of my time to, my stream, building a PC, my podcast channel, obviously, my clothing line brand. So like things that make me who I am and just figure myself out before anything, because I felt like I was trying to figure out myself with those
Through
people
through
someone else and being that person for them, if that
Yeah.
makes sense, because that's how they wanted you to be, progressing and stuff. So I felt like once my last relationship ended, I was like, okay, well, now I just got to use my time to grind, do me, and just find my shit. You know what I'm saying? Figure out who I want to be. So then I obviously got back to the school, studying radio broadcasting. I'm like, that seems like me. Everybody would tell you, like, the way I talk about music, movies, sports, everything, etc. I have a great knowledge on it. And I felt like that will kind of help me find who's meant for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you got to find yourself first before you can
Yeah,
find
so
someone else.
That's exactly what
That
it is.
should be the way to do it. You
Yeah.
shouldn't be
So
you shouldn't be finding yourself through someone else, because then you're just becoming who they want you to
No,
become.
exactly.
you
rather
have to
than
be
who
who
you
you
wanna
are.
be.
Yeah.
and that's the thing, like that's what I started to realize. Like I wasn't,
Yeah,
I didn't realize that until after that. Like I was being
Yeah,
these
'cause
persons.
you were always taken and you
Yeah.
were young, instead of rather just being single when you were young.
And that's like what was the advice that like all you guys gave me was like, like use these years to like figure out you. Don't try your like there wasn't nothing wrong to being tied down. You guys always said like, yo, happy for you,
do your thing.
Happiness.
No, if it's the right girl, it's the right girl. But sometimes you find yourself in these situations where you're not exactly happy.
Yeah, what you've been able to
like
do
you said,
now
you feel like you're
age.
living through the girl's her perspective
fantasy
rather than your own. Yeah. That's not good.
So like when we were your age, like these are the things that we should have done, but we obviously all of us took different paths. You know what I mean? And you're at that perfect age now where you didn't know, like when we were your age. Yeah, God, I think it sounds like we're so old, but yeah, when we were your age, like you know what I mean, like most of us were in school, some weren't, but like most of the time, what we were doing with our spare time, we were linking up, drinking, not being productive. I mean, you obviously don't really have that lifestyle because maybe you don't have friends who do that. You're not even a big drinker to begin with, which is fine. Save your liver by, So you're doing all these amazing things now, with the podcast and everything and the clothing line and the streaming. And people are going to see that. And again, hopefully, someone comes along and they accept you for who you are. And but you took this time to really figure it out, not while you were in a relationship trying to focus. Half your time was for that other person. Now you're like, single,
and
you
I
can
feel
do
like
what you want.
You're happier
perfect age for that.
I am,
because now you know what you like,
and now who I want to be. Like
exactly.
I felt like, and that's not to knock like the two girls who were they were great girls for its time and stuff, and I just felt like I didn't know who I thought I knew who I was. You know what I'm saying? Like, but with how my personality was, I kind of had to shun it. Like, the superheroes, the loving video games and stuff. I felt like I had to kind of hide that, and I don't want that.
Because they may have not been involved. Like they didn't like it much.
Might not have. Yeah, like they might not have said it, but they kind of gave me that impression. And I'm like, no, I can't. I gotta be someone who's actually like with that shit. Like that's the thing. I've talked to like many girls after. You know what I'm saying? Like. No flaunt, you know what I'm saying? They're just like friends.
Many,
that like I've been like super like cool with it. Like they were actually interested in stuff, and then that's when it gave me the perspective of like, okay, that's the difference with people that are actually interested. You know what I'm saying? So then that's kind of got me thinking like, okay, well, I can still do my stuff, be myself, and eventually someone who's going to be a true supporter will kind of find their way in my schedule and be a part of that journey. So, yeah,
it's a good way of looking at
answer, man. Yeah, I mean, it's like we all have growing up to do. I mean, I'm not trying to hear sell it, but I look at Vish. He's my cousin, and he has a lot of things going from what girls
great things
generally want. You come from a good family, but you're well educated. You work in your field. You have a great car. You take care of yourself. You eat clean. You know how to cook, right?
Yep.
And I'm not trying to sit here and it sounds like I'm comparing or I'm jealous. No. But what I'm saying is you have all these things, but yet what more finding do you need to do, and why is it so hard for somebody like that
notice
to notice that? Like I don't have half of those things of what Vish has. Maybe my personality is a little bit more open and it's easier to talk, but it's still very difficult to find somebody to connect with on that level.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And there have been girls, yes, but
and we always said that when it came to Vish too, was like I always looked up to like you guys, like for how you guys have handled yourself. And especially with Vish, I told him like, like the way he's so organized, his routine is very strict, and it's good because he discovered that's himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the girl needs to accept him for him and follow his journey when the time is right. That like you gotta be supportive of it, because when you're not having someone is one thing. Having someone that supports you is another thing. Like it's a big factor, and you realize that at some point that like you need someone that's on board 100%. Like, because say like a couple years things are going well, you get married. Obviously you can't afford a house yet. You got to move with your parents, and you choose one thing. What if she's not on board with that? You know what I'm saying? Like little things like that. Those are big things, right? So having someone that supports you is the big thing. And I feel like especially with Vish, he has everything handled and sorted in the right direction. And I do have hope like that a girl will finally
We all do. We all
appreciate
do.
this man because he deserves it, bro. Like
And like, yo,
Thank you,
listen,
thank you,
he might
thank
he
you.
has a routine and everything set, but Vish knows that once he does get a girl, things are gonna have to change. I mean,
It's the
I know
unfortunate part.
unfortunate
you
part.
know what
Yeah,
I mean? And that's
trust
the
me.
other thing too. I think people don't understand is like they say, okay, yeah, be single and take this time for yourself. Okay, when you're so used to being by yourself, what
Then
Then
happens?
it's
That when
hard
you
to be
get
with
with,
someone else. Yeah,
because
I get
then
it.
it
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 interrupts what
changes.
I want to do.
yeah,
But at the same time now, we have to realize we cannot. We're not trying to be by ourselves for the rest of our life. We
yeah.
want to be with
You got
somebody.
to adapt to
So
change.
we're gonna have to take. Yeah,
Hmm.
we have to adapt to change. We have to take risks. Me and Vish know that. Like, there are gonna be days where I don't want to say Vish might have to skip one day just because, like, maybe they can't hang out one day and they have to coordinate. And I think
Yeah,
Vish knows that. Same thing with me. Like, if I'm doing something, yeah, like of course. And
yeah,
yeah, man, it's very difficult. I like, again, I know some people enjoy being single, guys and girls, but I know for me and Vish, maybe you, I
Mhm.
hate it. I don't like it at all. I think it really does suck. And like, again, you're approaching 30 in 2 years. It's like,
So I'm gonna say
yeah,
this. So like I know you guys have been saying like you guys like how I have all these things and how I seem to have my life on track. I think the best thing about that was I've been single forever, so I didn't need to do a lot of finding on myself. I didn't
yeah,
have to grow through other people. So like from early, I always had like goals that I set,
yeah.
and I never because I was never in any relationships, I didn't have any interruptions for my goals.
yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I went to university. Um, I was dating someone at the time through most of university, but within my last couple of years, we broke up, and I've been single ever since. So from there, I had to go graduate university. I did that. Right
Mhm.
out of university, maybe a couple months later. Well, I had a goal when I graduated, get a job. Within a couple months, I got a job. While I'm doing this job, it didn't pay that good, and I was living out in Scarborough. I didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
So within another month, I got a new job. This new job is what I've been at since. It's been great. And then next goal was get super fit. So every single day I hit the gym, like,
That was your
changed up
push
my
towards.
whole
Yeah.
entire meal plan, everything, another goal to reach, right? So I've done all of that, and I've reached all those goals. I still have more goals to reach, but
Yeah.
Obviously now you want
yeah,
companionship, and
y- yeah, I guess I'm at that point where it's like, okay, time to, you need someone.
Well,
yeah.
for whoever's watching,
You've
just
done, you've done,
letting you
Yeah,
guys
I
like,
know,
can't plug that.
these two boys
Yeah,
are
it's like
single.
you've done
So
it. You've done like,
just
yeah. There's
flick their
there's a
IGs
point
on
where
that.
you've
You know what I'm
done
saying?
enough
So
yeah,
personal
soul
growth.
searching.
yeah,
You've gone as far as you can go, and then it's like, okay, I need something else now rather than to just get jacked and stack my bank account. Like there's other things to do in life, right?
Yeah, of
oh,
course, 100%.
100%, man. That was good. That was good. I guess we can go into like do you guys feel that like relationships obviously are harder now though, like from what you're seeing um when it comes to like like obviously like our friends and stuff or with people and stuff, but I've noticed that a lot more relationships have fallen because of COVID and stuff. So
So is COVID affecting relationships?
basically, yeah, what I'm trying to get at. I
Uh,
feel like it
It
is
makes it
I,
harder for
I
sure.
mean, I guess I'm not in one, so but
from
from
your
what I've
like observation though.
seen,
Yeah,
yeah, like, I mean, it must be difficult because,
You get no
again, that
break from the
freedom.
other person now.
Yeah, and
I
like,
feel like so
okay,
you're like
if you
always attached at
I
the hip.
always with them.
There's no break. You can't go hang out with the boys for a weekend, or the girls can't
No,
or the
go and get their
girls,
nails
yeah,
done with their girls. So it's like there's no break from the other person now, which is such a stressor. Like you
and
really
like, if
have
you
to
live
like
with
that
them
person to
already,
be
like,
with
it's
them all the
difficult too.
all
time.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very difficult because you need that break. Like, if you live
Yeah,
together,
everyone
that's one thing.
does. Even married
And
people, you need some time with some other people.
Yeah,
so, yeah, like,
we're used to social interactions.
Yeah.
We're
yeah, yeah.
we're accustomed to that. So
And now we don't have that.
and now we don't have that. So we're forced to like I personally feel like when we are able to go back out and interact with people, we're gonna be so different, so scarred that like
Oh yeah,
mentally
100%.
it's gonna be so hard to like conversate
Do I
with
shake?
you know what I'm saying? Like
Do I
the one
shake
we
your
Yeah,
hand or?
especially new people. Like you have your crew that you're always going to be comfortable
always
around
be
because
yeah.
you
Like with
know
new
their
people,
lifestyle. But then when the new people come in, you're going to be like, nah,
like yeah, I don't really
wash your
care to talk to you. Like
hands.
See ya.
yeah,
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 yeah.
like.
First thing I'm thinking about like yo, y'all got any Purell, yo, like you know, like
yeah.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. It's so stupid, but that's how life is going to be. And I hate
so
it.
Life
speaking
life
of
won't
that,
ever be the same. It'll never be normal ever again. Like
well, that's what I was about to ask actually was like, you know, with clubbing and stuff, like how is that gonna take off? Because obviously we've seen a lot of these DJs obviously making their move to Twitch now because they gotta
yeah,
make some monetize off of what they were accustomed to is not the same anymore. So a
yeah.
lot of DJs have adjusted to going Twitch, but at some point, the clubbing scene will be back. Will it ever be the same?
I think so.
I don't. I think.
I think so.
It's hard for me to
I
answer
don't
that.
think it'll be there very quickly, but in a few years, yeah, I think it will. Like, because
Yeah.
if you ever have you guys seen those like videos on IG with like New Zealand, they're having like
They're having like full out
all out
concerts,
rock
bro.
concerts and
Yeah.
stuff, and people are shoulder to shoulder. They're not wearing masks. It seems like cold days. I think we're like over here in Canada, the US, like countries like that, we're far from that, but I think maybe by like 2022, or maybe
Possibly.
it's possible that it might be like that
Yeah.
again. It'll be weird at first, obviously. I think,
Yeah, I think a lot of people will be very skeptical to go out.
yeah,
And
for sure.
I know I will, whether vaccinated or not. I mean, it's something that you still have to take precaution because you don't know who's not vaccinated. If they're even going to allow people,
To
if
go
you're not
in without
vaccinated,
being
Yeah,
yeah,
I
vaccinated.
think that's going to be the first part. Is like when we
And
start going out places, they're going to check for vaccines, and that's going to be
so
stupid.
I think the club thing, yeah, it will get back to normal, but like out of 100, like maybe like 98%, there's still gonna be that 2% that's still it changed and scarred for life, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
I agree with everything you guys are saying on that, man.
I'm like at this point in my life because we've already experienced so much a club, like it doesn't bother me that much. Like yeah, you miss it because yeah, it's fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so fun.
But I mean, if it's something that like I'm not dying to go back to, but yeah, you miss going out and
There
just
was
getting out
nights
the house.
when we would freaking we would be like, yeah, I don't really feel like going tonight. Let's play COD.
Yeah.
Then we
Nah,
come home and
if it ever comes back, I'm never staying home and playing
I'm
PS4
going, bro.
again.
Yeah.
We're going. I'm going.
I don't give a shit. I'll let COD stand for that one night, bro. It's not. I'm not
Yeah, nah.
even if we just link up at somebody's house, bro,
I'm
just for
heading out.
like 3
Yeah.
hours, I don't care. If we're
Dude,
just
we used
doing this,
Do you remember what we used to do
Yeah,
at your house, Edge? Right before we used to
yeah,
go to the
yeah,
event?
yeah. My house is one of those hot spots.
Always a link up slot. Go there,
Yeah,
pull out the red cups, pull out the
yeah.
Eldorado
Yeah.
12 year.
Yes, yes.
That was the pre-lime,
We
yo.
need.
That was a free line.
We used to
We used to.
play Call of Duty as well. I used to play
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. That's how addicted we were to. Well, we were addicted. We just did it, and yeah, like that's those are good times. I miss those times, man.
Oh,
Okay,
so
I
It's
would
so.
kill anything right now just to have a freaking pre-line, bro.
I know. It sucks so much, and like if we could have been there to record, like we definitely would have been able to like just enjoy, man. But due to circumstances, you'd rather be safe than sorry. So.
Oh, 100%. Like we've known people that actually who've had it and stuff.
Yeah.
It is a scary thing and it
It
is
is
something to
scary.
take
Yeah.
serious. So
So be safe, guys. If you're watching it.
this
If
is
not,
our
then...
promotional video.
PSA.
yeah. PSA. But clubs, yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Y'all got any
Maybe.
stories?
Oh, we got stories for days.
We could tell
We got a
you.
lot.
I mean, we could do a whole podcast on that, but that one's gonna have to be uncut, unscripted.
Nah, hey,
Snyder
So
cut.
it's been like this so far. Why stop it?
Nah, don't stop, bro. This is the Trey Fan podcast, bro. The whole point is
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
uncut,
Okay.
right? Uncut
All right.
Productions.
Uncut.
Shout out to Uncut
I'm
Productions.
gonna
right there,
start this one.
Okay,
with
all right.
the
Sorry,
greatest
all right.
story. It's not the
Oh,
greatest,
no.
but it's a funny moment. So yeah, like
Vishal, let's leave. Let's leave because I know where this is going.
so like most other nights, it's a Friday or Saturday, I
Yeah.
believe it was. You get the message in the group chat, yo, Fish, what are you saying today? Doing anything? I'm like, nah. Sanjay's like, oh, okay, me and Rashawn are going out. It's our girl's cousin's birthday. we're gonna go head out to like boss. You want to join in? I'm like, no, I'm not doing anything. I'll go. Look at Sanjay's driving. I'll take the advantage and get drunk.
Yeah.
So we go to boss. Shout out boss and Markham if it's even still there.
What did they
I
change the
know
name?
it's not.
They changed their name?
Yeah, God.
Oh,
remember
It's
the
some
name right
weird
now.
name. It's not even boss. It's something else now. But yeah.
okay,
continue.
whatever.
Shout out to
So
them.
we're at our boss. So yeah, Rashawn's with his ex at the time. Sanjay's with his ex at the time. I'm single. I'm like fifth wheeling on this. But whatever. It's one of their cousins' birthdays or something. So there's other people. And there's one point in the jam we're all just chilling. Rashawn's catching a wine from his girl, and he's setting his watch. Their man is catching a wine, and he's like, "Yo, it's daylight savings tomorrow. I gotta change our watch."
Was it really?
It was.
I don't know, but it looked like that.
It was actually, bro.
And
that was
he's on my left.
So like that.
And then I turn to my right, and the same thing is going on with Sanj. Sanj is catching a wine from his girl, and the man's on his phone, probably texting Boaz. I'm like, "What are you doing?" And then I'm just like looking down at the floor. I'm like, someone take me home. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here.
My boy, like, I want to kill for that, like some sort of white road. What the hell? Like,
yeah, I was
And
just
for,
standing
like,
there.
I know what people think. Why are you guys like your girls not? Okay, look. And again, we have to try to make this so we don't call them. But at the time, the girls we were dating, they were known for their dancing. Now, it's one thing to be known for that, but when you're dating them, it's a whole different other ballgame. And like when you've been with them for so long, like that aspect is just whatever now. Like, I mean, looking back now, you're probably thinking you would have done it better, but whatever. That's another day for another time. But yeah, like it was.
I don't think that'll be another episode.
Yeah, that literally is gonna be a.
We got
Snyder
so
cut.
many of these
But
stories.
we have stories, man. Like
we have story for days. I mean,
do you remember that that story from The View with the one girl I went on a date with? That okay, so backstory about this. Rewind.
Yeah. Okay.
This was like 2018 August. Like I was single and whatever. I met this girl, super chill. We went to we had a date, whatever. We went to like Palladium ship.
Oh
yeah. All right, I told you guys about that.
Okay. Rings a bell now.
Yeah, she was a nice girl. Fire. What?
I'll attest to that.
Yeah, like things went perfectly thing, and then she just never hit me back up. So like, all right, whatever, bitch.
This is the problem we're having, guys. The single thing, like it's crazy.
It went good. Like it was a good day, and then she told me how she still wasn't over some things from the past, and she didn't think it would be fair to me. So I'm like, okay, get it, 100%. Do what you gotta do. Focus on you. I respect you enough for admitting that. Tell me that. Couple months later, me, Sanj, it was just us two, I think, right? We went to The View for.
I think so, yeah.
I wasn't there.
I don't know what the event was. And so, we're there, we're chilling, and she shows up, and then I was like, "Yo, Sanj, I remember that girl, bro." I was like, "Yo, remember Palladium gal?" That's what I just called her. He's like, "Yeah." So he's like, "Yo, she looks fucking nice, bro." I was like, "Yeah, trust."
Yeah, she did.
I'm like, "Yo, I'm gonna go up and talk to her, right?" So I'm about to go. I'm walking up, and I just seen this waste man with this freaking.
Oh no! Oh no!
And he just comes, and he brings her over, and he just bends her over, and I'm like, "All right, sick." I'm turning around so quick.
Oh my god!
And
it was
the entire night. She noticed me. She would pass by me and say, "Just give me cut eye." She's just walking by, and she's like, like, and
she didn't try not to make it obvious. Like she couldn't have made it more obvious.
For no reason.
I've never seen a girl so spiteful.
So do you think like
life.
she was just trying to show you up and saying like this guy is better than you?
Yeah, and I'm like,
it seemed like that, 100%.
Like that?
I'm like, first of all,
so stupid.
Like, first of all, his pants are like very low. I don't know if he doesn't have a belt, if he can afford one, or if he's still living.
Yeah, who wears their pants like that?
Or if he still live, if he's still
yeah,
living,
if you're still wearing your pants like that in 2018, what's wrong?
Yeah, like, are you still
living?
2008. Are you still living in 2005 with the big SpongeBob T-shirts with the gangster things? Like, is that?
Oh no,
no. If you're trying to go for that, like that Guyana bad boy, then so be it, right? And,
yeah.
But anyways, the whole night she kept just staring at me, and I'm like, and I'm getting mad because I'm like, homie, like. It's a big venue, right? Like it's a big place.
You could be anywhere in the club.
Why the hell are you 6 feet apart from me. You know what I'm saying?
Practicing that distancing from then.
From then. So that was one story that, it was just funny because I'm like, this freaking gal, I have nothing better to do. So I was like, I took it as a thing where like I'm like, she took time out of her day to, do that. But I don't know.
I
Do
got
you
a
guys
funny
have any
one.
stories?
I got a funny one. Mine involves Vish. So we went to for Caravana. I think it was Rejuvenate. It's Rejuvenate.
It was Rejuvenate.
So if you don't know what Rejuvenate is, it's basically one of the fets
Powder
they do
fet.
for Caravana. Yeah, powder. I think they do paint there. Yeah,
Yeah.
water
Powder, paint,
like
and
that.
Soka.
Vibes, a lot of fun.
Amazing.
So
Yep.
we're there, we're all chilling, and Fish is gone for like a little
Drunk
bit.
out of my mind.
I'm like, all right, do your thing, bro. Whatever, This is the advantage of being single. Answer to nobody, do whatever you
Do
want.
what you gotta
right?
do.
Yeah, best part.
So all of a sudden, like I'm jumping up, I feel somebody come from behind and hug me like this. I'm like, oh. But when I don't know who it was, and my glasses literally did this 360 matrix on the floor. Now remember, I can't see without my glasses. Like I'm literally I could
You're
see, but I'm blind.
You're basically blind.
And I still don't know who's hugging me. And at this point, I'm literally staring to see where my glasses are. There's hundreds of people around. I'm so worried that somebody's going to fucking step on it. I pick up my glasses, I put it on, I turn around, it's fucking Vish. So happy because he just danced on a girl that he liked at the time. Like, yo, man, but acting like he just sleeping the gas. But whatever. Yeah. But it was just so funny because you were happy, but like I was just it was crazy because my glasses came off. But
we're so lucky that there was a lot of space at Rejuvenate.
Yeah.
So like even though it was a rammed event, you had enough space around you that your glasses didn't get mashed.
That's like Rejuvenate would probably be like the best Caravana weekend event. No shot.
One of them,
I remember at one point I saw Rashawn, like you saw him at the beginning of the night, he has his regular black hair. Middle of the night, he turned blonde. This man was like full blonde in the middle of the night. It was so funny.
Here's the freaking gold.
Was that? So I have another story. Yo, Vish, was that the same time you and Vijay were there? Or was it a different time?
Yeah, it was the same. It was the same time.
So so my cousin Vijay came down for Caravana. He never experienced it. So we went to the Soka Die on Thursday that Dr. J does at Cabana.
Yeah.
And the Friday was Rejuvenate. So remember, my cousin Vijay doesn't live in Toronto. He lives in New York. So he's like, all right, yo, I got to use the washroom. And there's porta potties. So he's like, all right, Fish, Sam, let's go. But like halfway as we're walking to the washroom, I see a friend of mine. So she stops me. I'm like, okay, you guys go. I'm standing. Yeah. I'm gonna wait right here, right? Time is going. I'm not really focusing. These are two grown men, right? The next thing you know, like a whole hour goes by, and I still don't know where they are. I'm dancing on this girl now the whole time. Then they see me, they start calling me. Yeah. Where did you go? I'm like, bro, I've been dancing on the gal. We didn't care what I threw her ass. It was. But it's just like those are the aspects of the club and the festival
that I miss. Man.
One of the things,
those little things that happen between you and your friends are like the greatest moments.
There's so many stories. There's so many stories. I always say talking like the next day after the jam is always
the best.
You try
the best trying to remember when you're smashed out of your mind.
Yeah.
And everybody
when your boys
different...
is like, yo, this happened. You remember that?
You're like, what?
No way that happened. Those are the best moments.
Yeah, those stories. I'm trying to think of.
Remember when we lost Rashawn?
That's what I was about to say. Like, when you guys lost me.
I didn't remember this until. Yeah, okay.
I felt that night, like that day of Soccer Die, I felt like I was like, I lost like my parents, and I'm like there, where you have your son at aisle 5, like they're trying to make the call on the announce day, bro.
Bro, Soccer Die is such a big, like Cabana is such a big venue, and it's so packed at Soccer Die. Like finding someone is so difficult, especially because Rashawn is a small guy. Like if you lose Sanj, we can find Sanj. Like Sanj is tall. Sanj has a distinct look and a very distinct voice. You can find Sanj, but Rashawn is like he is impossible to find.
Like a baby.
Me, if I turn sideways, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, you're
you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't gonna find me.
You're like Flats and SpongeBob. Like you turn to the side and you're gone.
Okay, so You guys explain that story for obviously for those who don't know that story about me and Lars.
Yeah, so like early on in soccer, like maybe like what time does it start? Like 2.
It starts at
Yeah,
2
2 o'clock.
we
I
go
I
there
remember
for like
we're there like
4.
4 or 5 o'clock. So
Parking
the
lot
sun
lime was
hasn't.
always the best. Don't forget that part.
Yes,
Yeah,
Parking
yeah,
lot
after
lime was
final
lime
always
line.
one of the best.
in the
Yeah, it's
parking
sick,
lot.
bro. Sick.
But yeah, like we're the jab, like the typical thing. You go to the bar, you get your drinks, you take all the pictures and stuff, and then like the party starts to pick up, more people get in, and I forget where me and Sanj went. Probably like Sanj had to use the
Our
washroom.
cousin Vijay was there, and some other cousins were there too.
Yeah. So
Oh.
Rashawn's hanging out with us the whole time. And yeah, we must have went to the washroom, and we did not see this man back the whole entire night. We're looking
I
all
kid you
over for
not,
each other. We couldn't
I
find
was
each other.
right next to them. All right, guys. I was right next to them, and I look back. I look to my left. I don't see Vish. I'm like, oh well. The last time I checked, Vish was on my left. I'm like, okay, well maybe Sanj's on my right. I look to my right. Sanj's not there, and I'm like, okay, well maybe they just like have some sort of like invisibility. Maybe I'm drunk right now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
I'm thinking all that.
yeah.
So I kid you not, for the next hour and a half, I'm walking around strolling, and I'm discovering like a whole bunch of people. I'm like, Alex is here. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing here? I see him. He fucking palants side to side. Like he's, I'm like, yo, where's Sanjay and Vish? Like, yo, I just seen him. I'm like, bro, where? I'm like, bro, I've been looking for these guys all over. They're like, yeah, they're right there. I go over there, and he's like, yeah, I just seen them. They're like, people are just redirecting me.
Like
It's
this
like
close.
redirecting you around
You know
the
what it
whole place.
reminds me of? It reminds me of Inception when Cobb has to see his kids, but they're so close.
Yeah,
And like he's so these.
They won't turn around.
they won't turn around. Yeah, he's like, guys, like,
man.
I'm right here. So I just reached the point. I texted him, and then remember, it was so many people there that
Yeah.
your reception. You had no reception.
Oh,
You're
there's
on-
no yeah, your phone is done.
So
And it was tough too because that was a big day for me and Rashawn because the people we mentioned earlier, the girls we were dating at the time, we were no longer with them. Yeah, and they were there.
yeah, there was context to that.
So we were we
were just like, yo, we're
definitely-
just gonna have the fucking time of our
we're gonna have the
lives,
greatest time, and
and then I was mad because I was then having to fucking force myself to have a good time when I had no one around me.
And then he
Sorry.
called us when we left. We were at Wild Wings, and Rashawn was super pissed.
I'm like, yo, where the fuck were you guys, bro? like, I'm like,
He
yo,
was
we were
pissed
here,
about
you
that
guys.
and something else, and then I saw him the next day, and we were good, and we lost my
Yeah.
rejuvenated.
We lost you at Rejuvenate, but not for as long though.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
found you.
Rejuvenate was a little bit easier to find a lap and make around.
Yeah,
the
it's a bit
Yeah.
easier to find
Yeah.
people. Except
But-
for Johnny, we didn't see that man whole night. We only see his
Yeah,
sister.
we lost him. Yeah, shout out Johnny.
Not the
yeah.
Johnny,
We
man.
saw his
Shout out to
sister and his
Johnny.
cousin, but like we didn't see. We saw Johnny for like him and his cousin Kevin. Shout out Kevin, and then
Yo,
Kevin
Sad,
Russell.
you remember this? This must have been when we lost Rashawn. Is when you went to the washroom, and then you almost got into a fight. Remember,
my
some
God.
man brushed you, and he turned around. He's like, "Yo, what the fuck, bro? Why were you running into me?" And you had to
Yeah,
fight
that
you
was the
so
first
bad.
time we-
I had to like hold you back because like you
Yes,
wanted to
yes.
kill this guy.
I don't know who that guy was. You know what?
Shout out to the
I'm
waste
not a
man.
fighting. I'm not a like that guy was a goof. I'm not a fighting guy.
Like, bro, like you're in a jam. People brush into you because there's no room. Like, why do you
Yeah,
have
like,
to act
That
like
was
you
probably
wanna
the
kill
first
man?
time Vish ever had to like think, but it wasn't like super long. It was probably like 1 second. But I don't
Yeah,
know
it
why
was, like,
I
super quick.
overreacted. I remember that, but I don't remember who the guy was. Maybe he was just fucking goof. But yeah, so crazy. You always have those guys. You always have those guys at and I'll actually give you another club story. This is
Yeah.
it's not really funny. It's more serious. There was one time I went to Cabana, same soccer dive, but a different weekend, and I was going to the washroom, take a piss. And one guy and his boy, like they stopped me, they brushed me, but I kept walking, and he turns around and he's like, "Hey, what?" He's like, "Yo, you don't know who the fuck I am?" I'm like, "No, never seen this guy in my life." And he's just going on and on, like I attacked his family, bro. And like again, I'm not somebody who's a fighting guy. That's not really me, unless you're really, really pissed me off. But it got to the point where like you're deliberately like I feel
those
like you
people are
have
the
a problem
worst.
with me.
Instigating for
And-
no reason.
His boy is trying to calm him down. And I just told him, like, bro, you need to like leave because I'm about to kill you. Because that day was already bad as it is. And anyways, I saw the guy later and his boy was like, "Yeah, you smashed." But like, yeah, sometimes you get stupid things like that happen to you. But most of the time clubs are and the fets are usually fun. I mean, we have. I'm trying to think of another story we could tell. I don't know if you guys have any. There's
That's
so
what I've been
many.
trying to think of too, like some funny.
I'm trying to pull up something.
I'm trying to think
see.
of. Let's see here.
There's got to be a story from the boat cruise that we have the picture for this podcast. Where the three of us went to that boat cruise.
Rashawn had to hide drinking because his dad was on it.
Oh yeah,
I mean, that's not really funny, but like his dad was on it and like
his dad was on the cruise and he had to hide the fact.
Because I was driving, right?
And he was driving,
So the entire time there, I was just like every time he's about to come, I was just like looking. I'm like, take my glass, and then Sanjay do a little dance, like he's pretending like he was drinking.
That was so funny.
Or when we went to Boss again. I don't know what Boss nightclub is called again, but
Boss nightclub is so like I always had a great time there.
I never had a bad time at Boss.
Yeah, there's so many.
Are you bringing up Boozify? The one time.
With the Boozy. Yeah, that was fun. Right before we went to Dominican. Yeah, that was
really good, man.
That was fun.
That was a random jam too. We bought tickets a day of.
Oh yeah, because we were. So this is what happened. Me and Vish went to get our haircuts.
Yes.
Yeah. Shout out to Spins, bro. My brother. That's our brother.
Spins.
We need you, bro.
We need a cut, bro.
We need a cut.
But, so me and Vish were there. We're like, bro, like, well, yo, what's happening tonight? Like, and then I was like, yo, I don't know if you guys are down. It's kind of a trip. Let's go to East End. They have booze fights happening, and I was like, yo, Steffi messaged me. She told me to come through. I'm like, I told her I'll try to come. It's a drive. You know what I'm saying? And I remember we're just getting a cut, and I'm like, yo, I'll see if Sanjay's down. I messaged Sanjay. He's like, yo, not gonna lie, I'm kind of down, bro. Because one thing, guys, about the club scene in Brampton, I feel like it's like wherever you are, like where you live, if you're in that constant scene in that certain area, you're always seeing the same people. You're always
you're always
you're hearing the same stuff. When you go to
we live then
East End,
when we go to the East End, it's like amazing
to us. Like we love it.
You get what we say.
Yeah. There's some nice gal there, in the East End.
Yeah,
There's always a girls I'll never be able to talk to, but yeah, man, there's some of them are just like, yo, like holy smoke.
Them like give the nice like little look, But...
Yeah, for sure.
I was thinking, man, I miss.
Yeah, every time we go to the East is always fun.
Yeah.
It's always like, it's always different.
It's a different vibe.
You see people you never see.
Yeah.
Down in the West End, which is nice.
And that's the thing, like even like your boys, like we have obviously like the DJ friends and stuff. When they see us come down, they're like, "Oh shit!" Like what
they're so happy to see you down.
They're so happy you come, because
we act like it's such a mission when it's only like 50 kilometers or whatever.
Yeah, it's not even that bad. Like
you just don't want to drive that distance when you're drunk.
We just don't want to drive that distance, even though me and Sanjay were kind of used to that distance.
Okay,
opposite direction.
But like,
you
know what I'm saying? Like it was just like. I think because we always wanted to be the ones that like it was so convenient to go to like Palm, go to Blue.
Oh yeah, it's
convenient. And don't forget like Palm in its heyday, bro. It was
lit. Yeah. There was a lot
Fever
of
Fridays every
Friday. Almost every Friday we were there, bro. We were there.
There was a summer where legit we went every
weekend.
Every weekend.
And you know what?
Fawaz was on the free Fever Friday roster. Every weekend we were there.
But that's the thing. They always every weekend they had such a sick DJ lineup.
Bro, there was some weeks it was people were trying to get in, man. Like,
they didn't deny. It's freaking crazy, bro. Hats off to like Breakdown. Shout out to Breakdown.
Oh yeah,
my dad and your dad.
Fresh. Like they really held it down for the West End because at that time the West End was kind of a joke. You had Hut.
Yeah, it was.
It was. They didn't really have much of like a.
Yeah, we don't have anything after Secrets closed. I mean.
Yeah,
the View is still considered the West, but like
besides the View,
the View doesn't have a jam every weekend.
Yeah, and then Hut at the time wasn't. I mean, obviously it's a well-established, restaurant and place.
Well respected stuff.
But it wasn't something they were doing things like Palm was. Palm came in, they had this nice space and they did it up, and it became the new thing, especially in the West End. And because we live in the West End, it was easier,
East, bro. Like
yeah.
Like
people from the East coming from they were coming
every
down
weekend, and it made some serious waves, man, and it was like like to me, I'll always appreciate that time because there wasn't one weekend when you would go and you'd be like, "Oh, it's dead." Like obviously you had the
No,
occasional
never.
thing, but very rarely
There
it was
was some,
always
but
Like there's
packed.
yeah.
a occasional like Saturdays you'd go and it'd be dead, but Friday was
Friday
was
was
always
surreal, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Dr. J came for the first time, you guys remember like
Oh,
Ryu was
Ram.
Yeah, and it
so
was
freaking hype, bro.
Ram.
Like that was one of the best.
And like
The-
you have to go early. You know
the
what I mean?
best
Like, you know,
part
when you-
about Palm is what we used to do. We used to go in before 10 o'clock so we
Yeah.
can have to.
Yes. Okay. So this is great. This is great.
This is the
great.
greatest
Yeah.
part.
So
We'd
After
walk in
10
at like
o'clock.
9:50.
yeah. So it's obviously a restaurant too. So like after 10 o'clock, you have to pay to go in. So what we used to do is we used to go in at 9:30 or even
Buy like
before
a
that, place
9:30, 9:45, 9:50.
get a bucket
buy
of
a couple
beer,
drinks.
and chill, right? But obviously the other thing too was Palm it only allowed people who were 21 at the time.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
a
that
time where
was the
Rashawn
annoying
couldn't
thing. And Rashawn was always under 21.
Yeah.
But he
Yeah.
would get
And
in because his dad is
because of
Because
his
my
21.
dad
dad,
was a
yeah.
DJ, so yeah.
So we never have to worry about that.
And Tall Man, big up Tall Man.
Tall
yeah,
Man, yeah,
Tall
big
Man.
Tall Man, bro.
Big up Tall Man.
He fucking
And,
saved so many damn fights your ass. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
One of
yo.
the most stressful jobs ever, bro. But yeah, like, but then there was a point too where if you came in at 9:30 and you didn't have a band or you didn't get stabbed,
yeah.
because they deliberately wouldn't do that, they would make you
Mhm.
pay. And like it was always the security. There was Indian guys I remember who
Yeah.
used to work there, and yeah, Palm was fun. And then stuff happened and it closed down, and now they have Blue Colada, but right
Just the
now
Blue.
because of COVID, Blue
Blue had
Colada
some
is really
good
nice too.
times.
Blue Colada is really nice, yeah. And
Not as
Blue-
much as Palm because it was still new and then COVID came, but
Yeah, they
Um,
didn't get to they didn't take off quite yet. I mean, they
but
had their
yeah,
thing, but
yeah.
it,
But there's so many club stories. I mean, not just with us three, with all of our friends. I'm trying to think of.
we had to bring up the Burger King story.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that one. Oh man, how do I even?
I was waiting
explain
for that to
one,
come
bro?
up, you know.
How do
that
I
had to
even?
come up. That's like a legendary moment. That video is
You're gonna
like
have to crop the
enshrined in
video in
everyone's
here,
phone.
Rashad.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to crop the video in here.
Okay, so
Basically,
this is what we're doing.
you
okay?
want to go? You want to go, or you want me to do it?
I'm gonna let you explain it, but what we're gonna do is I'm gonna make this like the IGTV video so people can have an idea of what you know,
okay,
like the clip.
okay, all right,
Nice.
So
all right, no problem.
there you go, all yours.
So, okay, so it was a random Saturday. My boy Sunil, shout out Sunil.
Oh, Sunil, bro.
No, so okay, before I shout him out, so it was Brucko, so it was my boy Install's party, right?
Shout out
So
Insta.
Dev, yeah, shout out Install. So Dev, part of Install, shout out Dev, told me, yo, come on, put your name at the door. And you know me, he's gonna like fucking pay your ass. But all right, so I call Sunil. Now, like at this point too, like there's certain friends who you ask to go, primarily the ones who are single. But you know, that's a whole different other debate. So I called Sunil, say, yo, let's go here, blah, 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 blah. I probably asked these guys at this point. Now, the crucial part of the story is that at that point, I didn't drink for about a month. Now, I don't know why. I'm not somebody that drinks every day. I'm a social drinker or whatever. And when I don't drink for a certain period of
He
time,
gets pretty fucked up, basically.
yeah, I pretty much that first second drink, you feel it right away. And like we were drinking Henny, and like by the end of the night, I had Henny at my house. I don't know what the fuck we drank at the club, and and I was super smashed. And we were driving home. We went to the Burger King, and I will let you put it. I'm not even gonna. But I was really.
There's
smashed.
no
Like,
explanation for this
if you
video.
watch the
One of the
video,
greatest
if you
videos.
watch the video, like my accent is like so thick, and you could barely see Rashawn's eyes like pop open like this because he was like, I don't even understand one modest. And like it was just, yeah, that video like went super viral, man. But like again,
Ended up on
it
like
was-
Instagram pages and shit,
yeah,
bro.
like it was
on the
it was
Cooley
really
Instagram
funny,
page,
man.
yeah.
Like it was really funny. I'm trying to think of one more. Okay, all right. You're gonna hate me for this one.
Oh,
Go
shit.
ahead.
This is your birthday at the View when your dad started fucking.
Oh no.
He danced on our boy's aunt. Okay, we didn't know. You didn't know. Okay, you didn't know.
Okay. You gotta like preface it and say she's not
Put
like
the context a
old.
little bit.
Yeah, she's
Like,
not old.
she's one of those,
not,
like,
okay.
You know the like coolie part aunties where like really you're like your cousin's age, but you call her
Yeah.
auntie. It's like
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
was-
As like respecting. Yeah.
So she's not
Yeah.
like 40.
She's not
but,
like 40. She was like
But Vishal,
late
like
20s.
again, he was drunk. She
I was
lying,
drunk
whatever.
out of
He
my
can't-
mind. It was my birthday.
I
You
like-
guys bought me Bacardi.
What do you expect?
listen. I drove that night. I don't know why my next boys bought Bacardi, and I don't know why. And it's
Daniel
not
and
a
Johnny.
vodka.
Yeah.
Too happy man. Them not okay.
Yeah, whole
So
night
anyway-
we drinking vodka. They decided to switch up to Bacardi.
That's no. And basically, we're driving home now, and Vish is outside his house, but he's vomiting. He doesn't want to go in yet.
Yeah.
But while he's vomiting, he's apologizing to our boy Johnny because it was his aunt, like his cousin. He was dancing on him. Johnny's like, "It's okay, man. It's okay, man." But Vish kept saying he was super drunk. But it was really funny.
That was a great. This is
I've never
before
really
Rashawn's
seen,
time.
yeah,
Yeah.
Rashawn. I mean, to see
I was
Rashawn super
young,
smash
I
at a
was like
club.
22.
I don't think I've ever seen Rashawn super smash at a club.
I've never seen Rashawn.
My
super-
birthdays.
At your birthday, but you're at your house, so like,
Yeah,
and we have video proof of that.
either
too,
your
but,
house
you
or
know.
the
my
hall
God,
party. I
yeah.
never saw you like smash. Super
was
smash.
like-
in the
But
club.
they're like overall, guys. I mean, we have a lot of amazing stories and it's funny stories, and it's a good time. And but you just like when you reminisce, like you miss those times about going out. Like you do.
Yeah. That's like
Like whether you're a
yeah.
club person or not, like older or not, like you miss it. You just miss that freedom. You miss going out. Yeah, like I don't want to be playing Warzone on fucking Friday.
yeah, we're tired of it, man. Like, but that's
yeah,
like
we're tired.
when we're talking about all these
I'm
memories.
tired of it. I'm tired.
Yeah,
Tired
like
of it.
when you're hearing all this stuff, man, I'm like, holy crap, man! Like we did a lot, bro. Like we did enjoy, and you know,
We used to
I
do
miss
this.
it, you know.
Yeah,
But
Oh yeah.
good times, man.
I'm
Good
hoping like
times.
this summer
Definitely
we can at
good
least do
times.
some stuff
Hopefully
like
summer.
outside.
hopefully, you know,
Just even like a barbecue, bro.
just
Like
that,
just
like
you know, the simple things, bro.
some of the best limes were just chilling. You know, like the
Yeah, bro.
was it
We used to
last
literally
summer?
link up at Vish house and
Yeah,
play like Injustice and just
Yeah.
literally chill. Like we don't need to
random
drink, we don't need
games,
to do
Justice.
anything,
Was-
and we
Drink in
really
the
nice, you know?
basement.
yeah, like
I just
order
think
pizza
like,
or something. Yeah, so good times, guys. Good times, man.
but honestly, man, like it's one of those things that, you know, where you hope things will go back at some point, you know, which it
Yeah,
will.
definitely,
You know,
definitely.
we've been tested numerous times, obviously the past couple of years and stuff, but you know, it'll be fine. You know, like I feel like things are starting to like smooth out a little bit, if that makes sense.
Mhm,
You know, we're
mhm.
getting a little bit more accustomed to it. Like obviously people can be a little bit more safer, hopefully. So I just feel like, you know, yeah, we're good, man. And
Mhm.
yeah, anything else you guys have to say?
I'm good, bro. I mean, I think we've covered more than what we wanted to talk about. I think, like again, man, you know, just so happy and so proud of what you've been able to accomplish, man. Like,
Thank you.
not I want to say like I'm speaking out for all of us, you know, because it's not just me, it's not just Vish, it's all of us, you know, like you're so young and you're so ambitious and you're doing this and you're finally seeing it now, and you know this Trey fan movement that you're doing, like the video game streaming and the clothing line and now the podcast, you know, just bigger and better things, man. Just keep grinding and we got your back no matter what, bro. And like that's it. If people want to
100%.
fuck with you, then they gotta go through.
They gotta go through
through
it.
us. They
Let
gotta go
them
through
hate,
us.
bro. They clearly hating already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let them hate, man.
It's
Let
part
them
of
do
it,
what they
right?
want.
It's part of it, and you know, like I was saying, like if it wasn't for you guys' support, like you know, hats off to you guys. Like you guys are the ones who kind of told me to start getting into like actually looking at streaming.
Yeah,
because
you told me
guys-
to get into
Yeah,
Twitch. You
'cause
told-
you-
we're
you
like, yeah,
had the
do it, bro.
personality for it.
Personality. And you're good at video games, so do
Yeah.
it, bro.
That helps.
How many coolie people? Okay, maybe I should use coolie. Guyanese or Trinidadian
Yeah,
streamers?
really-
Like
there's
I
not
don't know
many.
any.
That's
That's
not a
it,
lot,
like,
no.
And shout out to your sister. You know, Sheena.
Yeah,
Yep.
she's making her own.
She's doing it,
Her own
and,
thing
and
too.
for a girl, that's amazing. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
great.
It's
Shout out
not with the
Sheena.
fitted trend. You know what I'm saying? Of
Yeah,
makeup artists and all that type of thing. You know,
Yeah,
not
she's
not
doing
not to
something
diss any
different,
gal
which
that do that.
is-
You know,
yeah.
Yeah, you
Makeup
always
is
gotta-
great.
you always have to cover yourself. But yeah, she's she's doing something that's
that she feels
she's
a
good at
little
games,
different,
too.
you know, like
it's a little different, yeah.
So
Which is cool. You gotta respect her
that's
for
the
it.
thing, man. Like I reached the point too where I was just like, you know, once you guys told me like that I should look into streaming stuff, then you know I was like, okay, let me start taking this story. And then once I started to have more of my own time and shit, like I told you guys, like I started to focus more on just grinding on that. And you know, obviously, like you're not that interview with Il and Nikki, bro. Like it's still one of the biggest
man.
things for me, you know, like to hold that in just the fourth interview. And you know, he's been hitting me up like he's been like he's actually like a really good
That's
person.
huge, bro. That's so big, man. That is whether he's an
huge.
A-lister, whatever it's still huge.
The fact that he was willing to give his time
reposted
to
you, that's so
that's
like
you guys always
bro.
see like whenever I posted this shit today, you reposted it, commented,
that's
like you know
great,
like,
man. That's amazing.
He really considers me like a family.
Shout out Lil Nikki, man. If you watch this, I don't know if you will, but Lil Nikki, big up, man.
Yeah, big up him, man. So you know, like
thank you for having us, bro. We really appreciate it, and
thank
hopefully
you guys
we'll be back on soon.
Yes, you know,
next one we'll have to do live.
I know, man. I'm hoping we're able to do this soon. You know, apparently lockdown's supposed to end soon, so cross our fingers. You know,
next one's live.
So let us know what you guys want us to talk about next.
And that's like I'm gonna do that more too. Is like, you know, obviously you guys probably saw like the poll. People voted what they wanted, not really voted, but like you know what they said they want to hear and stuff. And I'm gonna try to keep around that. I feel like we touched on a lot of topics that were kind of, you know, people what they wanted to hear and stuff. So it's only gonna get better from here. You know, we're just the 5th episode in. Views have been incredible. Feedback's been great, and you know, like there's more coming, man. Like you know, I'm happy that I have you guys on here. You guys are like my closest friends, and
thank you.
It's been a blessing. Like, dude, this is almost like 2.5 hours of a episode, bro. That's
Has
crazy.
it been 2.5 hours?
2.5 hours?
I think almost.
It doesn't even feel like it.
Yeah, because we started at what, like 12:30.
Yeah.
So
is it 3 in the morning?
Almost 3.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we're doing this. We just kind of late, guys. But
yeah, we just kind of late. It was a little bit my fault, but we started about around 1 o'clock.
But it went
I had to wait till everybody went to sleep.
Like it doesn't even feel like we've been talking for 2.5
that's the thing. So I can only imagine. Like that's the thing. Like we talked about a lot in little time. So I can only imagine if we were to do it in person, which will happen at some point.
Oh, it'll be even crazier.
Yeah,
definitely.
We'll have to have some alcohol involved though.
Alcohol,
yeah.
Hopefully,
that's when you get like the real stories.
There you go. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, the Snyder cut.
Yeah, the
Snyder cut.
Once again, man. Thank you guys again for being part of this.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you guys for listening and watching.
Big up the Trey fan movement.
Yeah.
Right.
Get familiar.